Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Irish column for Sunday, the 8th of March, 2026. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Orla Donoghue now in the next couple of moments. But yeah, there's go, lads. There's the T-shirts, the Gale Force Media T-shirts. If you like them there, we have them on sale, 20 quid. We also have hoodies as well on the website. We have a bit of stuff there ready to go. But yes, packed show again this week. Dublin Zoo, what a load of shit over there. It's been crazy, hasn't it? But there's a lot of stuff. I have a few videos there again. I've one or two still from the Parliament still to play. And a few different stuff that we need to talk about. But yeah, it's gone really, man. I'm just reading this here. 2.2 million spent on taxis and buses for international. I'm going to just go with this. I'm just going to, let's just share it. Let's see. I'll read it out. Okay. There we are there. Over 2.2 million spent on taxis and buses for international protection applicants last year. The journeys include travel from points of entry into the state to designated IPAS facilities, from the International Protection Office in Dublin to accommodation centres, and transfers between IPAS locations. Darren McDonough, more than 22 million was spent on taxis and buses for transportation over the last year, new figures have revealed. The journeys included travel from points of entry, just what I said there now. They also included taxi trips to and from IPAS centres for specific urgent needs. That could be dental appointments, hospital appointments, scratch me arse appointments, whatever they need, they are getting handed this. The travel costs for 2025 were published by Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan, who said taxi journeys may be the most economical option where similar groups of residents require transport. And may also be required short notice or out of hours. Well, if it's out of hours, it's double. So, yeah, over 33,000 people are currently resident in 309 IPAS accommodation centres nationwide, and there are transport costs associated with the provision of state accommodation, he explained. The costs arrive within the IPAS accommodation system and involve groups of residents who may be arriving, leaving, or moving to different centres each week for a range of reasons. And why don't they get the bus like Irish people have to do? Transport for a range of reasons. Transport is required as part of some residents' moves, and can also be provided for specific urgent needs, such as travel to urgent medical care, yes, to take care appointments where public transport is not practicable. Total of 2.2 million was spent on transport for international protection applicants last year, not including some transport costs arranged and covered under IPAS accommodation. The figures were provided by the Minister in response to a parliamentary question from independent TD Ken O'Flynn. Of something about him as well later. O'Callaghan said the travel included journeys from point of entry. Yeah. It's all bullshit, lads. All bullshit. I'm going to bring up Orla Martin. Hello. Good evening, Orla. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. Martin, how are you, my friend?
Oh, well. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. All good. Yeah. Do you like the Gale Force Media T-shirts?
Very nice. Very, very nice.
They're
Where do
nice,
I get
aren't
one?
they? Yeah. We'll sort it. Don't you worry. We'll organise them. We're in the process of doing it. But like, that's ridiculous figures, isn't it? There for IPAS or taxis. Come on, Jesus Christ, man. That is ridiculous. Whose mic is that banging? Is that you, Martin? Yeah.
No, it's I just have something on my mic. I just.
Oh, you banged off. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Martin, can you hear me?
How are the headphones, Orla?
Mr. Price finest.
I know, absolutely. Yeah. Sound issues sorted.
Everything is sorted now. Yeah, everything is good.
Actually, somebody was watching the show the other night and they said they could hear interference.
Tell them that bleeding lawyers, because I was here on my own. There was no interference.
No, not. But the other night when I was on with the earphones, he said there was interference. So I don't know.
Sorry. Yeah, no. I thought you were talking about Wednesday night, because I was solo.
No.
Good evening, all from Manchester. Good evening, Drew. All is well. We're all well. Good evening, Michael John. How are you? Good evening, Clonmel. Good evening, Paul. Yeah, good evening. I like your medal, Paul. Yeah, that's the Blessed Virgin Goddess. Yeah, that's Holy Mary, as people call her. But Ihama, looking gorgeous, Paul. Thank you very much, Michael. You too would look gorgeous in one of these Gale Force Media t-shirts.
Brilliant.
Evening, Paul, and everyone. How are you? Cool, all good. Sometimes you just don't want to hear anymore. I know. Listen, it's crazy. Is that a new haircut, Michael John? Yeah, give us a sec there. Yeah, 2 minutes there. Nothing will change. I've lost hope in the conversation establishment and the hell bent in destroying everything Irish. Yeah. Travel costs of traveling home to Ireland are way too high. Evening all. Good evening, everyone. Costs going up every time. 197. I seen it down in Carlow yesterday for diesel. It was
yeah, it's over €2 in some places.
I have this one neighbour who thinks the government are right no matter what. We all have neighbours like that, mate. I have a partner, ex-partner that's like that. So, hey, listen. Good evening to the rest of you. Good evening. Practical law, not practical to travel on buses, but okay to drive them. Exactly. Mr. Price is good for stuff. Yeah, I got good stuff yesterday. Yeah.
Listen, I go in there and I get my animal stuff off them and everything like that.
No sound problems tonight. Yes.
Oh, thanks, Galloway. Yeah, take his side.
Yeah. Evening all. Respect to 12 people at Mountjoy for the books today. Yeah, fair play to them. I have the video there of them going looking for them. Always a salesman, Paul. Listen, hey, you know yourself. 210 a litre in Clonmel. Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah, there is. There's some places over €2, yeah.
Yeah. Gale Force merchandise link. Trust me, this network isn't disappearing. No, it's not. You're right. There it is there, guys. GaleForceMedia.com merch. I see the Americans are flying Battlefield. Near the England, birthday cards. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I have to go and move the car. I'll leave the two of you there talking for a couple of minutes. Okay, but there's videos there if you want to play them. They're in the side. I'll be about 5 minutes.
Orla, tell me all about Brussels.
Well, what do you want to know?
Everything. Start from the start. Where'd you fly out of?
Dublin.
How was that?
Grand, great. We went very posh with Ryanair. I was lucky I wasn't charged for breathing on the plane, but I'm sure that's coming at some stage. The flights were actually very reasonable. The flights were, and as I said, I paid myself.
I've seen some of the Facebook.
Yeah, comments. Do you know what I laughed at? Right, I'm not elected. I'm a nobody. Why in God's creation would a taxpayer be paying for me? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
And I wouldn't. If somebody said to me, "Oh, we're going to give you a free trip," would you take it? No, not if it's down to the taxpayer. Absolutely no way. So if anyone wanted to go to Brussels, the flights were actually €44 return. That's how much they were. Which I thought was very good value.
Yeah, and how much did you actually have to pay?
No, literally, that was it. I didn't pay anything more. I didn't get insurance. They were trying to push that. I brought a carry-on bag because I was only staying 2 nights. So I didn't have to pay for luggage.
Okay.
So I literally, €44 return. That's all I had to pay.
Okay, that's reasonable. What was the accommodation like? Was that expensive? Or
it was grand. It was grand. It wasn't it wasn't a fancy place or anything like that we stayed in, but it was clean, and it was very central. It was in a place called Grand Palace.
And what's it like? I've never been to Brussels, so what's
I've never been either.
What's it like to walk around?
Okay, so I can only go by what I see, right? But I found it clean. I thought it looked well. Now, look, I know there's probably a couple of areas maybe that aren't the best, but look, you're going to have that in any city. But overall, I thought it was clean, well looked after. What really got me was the amount of people out in the streets. Do you know, we'll say there's a real outside culture. Like we'll say people in the cafes, the restaurants. Like it was just fantastic. Did you find any mussels in Brussels? No. But I just loved the whole vibe. It was quite chilled out. One of the days we did one of those, myself and a friend of mine and one of the girls did a hop on, hop off bus so that we could at least go and go and see the city and all that. And I have to say now, like, I couldn't say it was any more expensive than here. not for food and drink. I was on a bit of a pub crawl to find Bulmers, which I was absolutely devastated that there was no Bulmers. So we went to an Irish pub.
Very good.
But I loved it, right? Because the staff were so nice. The owner of the pub actually shared my post because I did a funny video saying, you know, when you're abroad, you know, do shop Irish and shop local. What else? We actually went in there the following night as well. But it was just lovely. Like, I have to say, you know, there was a good atmosphere. Now, I will say nighttime was slightly different. You would really notice, thanks, Angie, but no. If I can't pay for something, I don't go. Simple as that. What was I going to say? Yeah, nighttime was slightly different, especially the last night we were there. I noticed a lot of men walking around, foreign men. But one thing I did notice was there was an awful lot of women walking around with the hijabs. And I did notice that because I said it to the guys. I was like, God, there's a lot. And then I ended up speaking to this couple who are Irish, and they're living over in Brussels and working. And they said to me that it's 50 to 60% Muslim over there.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's what we're looking at as well, isn't it? That's what we're facing.
Yeah.
Now, see, the thing is, like, because I was just saying, Jesus, there's a lot of men walking around. But you see, the problem is there's a lot of men that look similar. Like, I mean, you can't be exactly sure. Like, what if they're like, could they be Italians? Do you know what I mean? They're kind of light enough skin, so it was hard to tell. But definitely, you knew with the women because they had the hijabs on them, and there was a lot of women. And it was really funny, right? We were sitting in this cafe, and there's loads of open windows. This man went by, right? And I don't know whether he's a refugee or not, but he was pushing a young baby, in a pushchair. 2 pregnant women behind him. 2. I thought, here now. I thought, oh God, yeah.
That's how they do it. Yeah, yeah.
But look, as I said, we're only there a day and a half. Do you know what I mean? But I have to say, look, you know, it was lovely, and we had a great experience of something called Sunshine. It had been about 6 months since I'd seen it, so we thoroughly enjoyed that.
Someone's just saying that, Martin or someone, please educate me as to why an RAF Typhoon disappeared on flight radar on Friday around tea time between Kilkenny and Limerick.
Never heard
I haven't
about
got a
it.
clue. Never heard a dicky word about it, mate. No, never heard a dicky word. So, no.
Never heard that about it either.
Yeah. Road haulage will cost a fortune, price of food and everything will be crazy. Yes.
Yep, this is the start of it. We've been talking about it for a long time. There is not just a recession on the horizon. There is a depression coming, and we're in for a tough few years. All because the paedophile baby eaters would rather start World War III than actually face prison time for their actions.
Yeah. Kevin Coyle just put up there, I think a few minutes ago, that it cost him, hang on, let me just say, Kevin Coyle, we paid €50 same day return when we went in 2023. Same shit we got. Who paid for that, etc. We flew at like 4:30 a.m. going over and around 7ish coming back, €50. Yeah. I was going. It was costing me €60. €60 return, and it was costing 100.
Were you going the same day as we are?
No, I was going the next day. We were going the Wednesday. You went Tuesday.
Oh, so you were going the day after the event.
Wednesday, yeah, and coming back
the next day.
Yeah.
Right.
We were going to do something completely different, but that didn't.
Oh
yeah. We had a banner and everything ready to go, and the whole lot was ready to be printed, and then we had to cancel it then at the last minute.
I know, sure, but like, I mean, Gavin wasn't able to go. Like, do you know what I mean?
Hi all, very soon, if things keep going in the Middle East, we'll be walking and cycling everywhere. Mark my words. That's if your bikes aren't robbed. Was there any handsome men order?
I don't know.
No, we all stayed home.
Oh, did you hear this? Yeah.
That's good one, Paul. Good one.
The immediate area around the HQ was lovely.
Around the HQ, all right. So Kevin was over there.
Kevin was there.
No, I've never been to Brussels before. Yeah,
I'd no passport. I only got my passport 2 days after they came back from Brussels. I was sick. I had a phone stolen in Brussels.
Now, look,
that in Bruges.
Again, look, as I said, I was only there a day and a half, right? So because our flight was very early the next morning, but during the day, to me, it was fine. I couldn't say I felt unsafe, but nighttime was different. Actually, I noticed an awful lot of nighttime. There was a lot of what looked like foreign men sleeping rough. So yeah, there was a lot of them, but they must be moved in the morning time because we didn't see them, in the morning time or during the daytime. So I'm assuming they're moved. But there was a lot of them, kind of in shop doorways and that sort of stuff as well. No, I don't speak French. Most places spoke English. Do you know what I mean? Nearly everywhere you went spoke English.
Christine Walsh just asked now, did any of you hear about the repatriation flights to Dublin? I heard on Highland Radio each person had to pay 800 each. It's crazy. That was from Dubai or something, and wherever else in the Middle East that they had to get back from. Yeah, that's true. They were asked to do that. Now, I've been getting in videos from people, and people have been texting me, telling me there's nothing happening here, Paul. Like, don't be watching the shit that's on the telly. There's nothing happening here. You know what I mean? Like, we can all, like, I'm sure we could put together a little 10-minute documentary here of fucking rockets flying all over Dublin. You know what I mean? It's not very hard to do with AI now. You know what I mean? Especially with the shit they have.
Yeah.
Orla, you've gone funny there. What did you do?
Hey, I'm just putting in the charger.
You know what? The charger. Okay.
Yeah, I put in the charger.
Okay. Exactly, Martin. The Epstein War. Yes. It is the Epstein War. You should have heard the plane. I just happened to be on flight tracker and noticed they're heading this way from the Irish Sea. I didn't hear anything about it now, to be honest with you. Limerick
so they can the advanced military planes can turn off their identification at any time. That's literally just a flick of a switch. And they have like some of them can turn off transponders, and then other, like some of the more advanced planes have stuff that radar bounces off. You can't see them at all. Your stealth bombers and stuff like that. But look, there's going to be, the world is gearing up for war. There's going to be an awful lot of military operations happening and trial runs and practice runs and personnel being moved, and there's a lot of stuff going to be happening in the next couple of months, because Iran is not going to sit back and let itself get bombed to shit like many other Middle Eastern countries. Their military is massive. Like, their actual numbers and their military capacity is huge. You kind of wonder at this stage, if they were to launch heavy attacks against Israel, will Israel push the nuke button? Because I think they would. I don't think any other regime on the planet would do it, but I believe the Israelis would.
Yeah, I think you will. Good evening, Anthony. How are you?
Hey, Anthony.
How are you doing? Sorry, I didn't mean to come in while you were talking there, Martin.
You're all right. All good, yeah. All good.
It's okay, Martin. Stop talking. It's fine. They're okay, Anthony. Sorry.
A lot of army planes flying around Baldonnel, not too far from where I work. Yeah, they're around all the time. Iran has the right to defend itself against an aggressor. Yes, but also as well, UK said they weren't getting involved, and they couldn't get involved in this. They were staying well back. Well, their military base in Cyprus was attacked last week by Iran. That's a declaration of war, is it not? I'm just asking for a friend. But as far as I know, it is. You know what I mean?
It's interesting. I don't know if anyone follows Tucker Carlson. I'd be a big fan of his.
I do, yeah.
And what he's been putting out. I know it's a little bit more out there, but it's hard to deny a lot of these things lately. But he's kind of saying to them that you see these the IDF patches that they have on now. It's the temple, and they're talking about the third temple, and they've been saying that they're telling the soldiers on the front line that they want to build, they're fighting for that. The Israeli soldiers and the Americans are talking about it too. So it seems, at least in some part, they're trying to invoke some kind of spiritual,
biblical event. Yeah,
yeah, it does. Like there's definitely that kind of narrative out there anyway. That this is all about oil, but then this is also about something more, spiritual, cultural, something a lot deeper.
The Jew. So the Jew are God's forsaken people. They're not the chosen people. We're the chosen people. Christians.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And look, the Jews are Satanists. We might as well just start talking about this openly now. And they worship different gods, right? They worship evil, but they also worship money. You know what I mean? And power and influence, etc., etc., etc. So, you know, a lot of people have been caught with their fucking pants down. Sorry for cursing. And they won't. These people will not accept responsibility for the wrongdoings. They'll happily turn the world to a cinder, rather than accept consequences for their actions. And they're a minority. They're a tiny fraction of people. We need to start highlighting it more and talking about it more, and start, you know, as a whole, the billions upon billions of good people on the planet need to actually say to these people, no, not anymore.
Yeah, it is. I think anymore. It's what we've seen lately, Martin, as well, is particularly barbaric. I think, I put up a post recently that the Epstein files traumatized my soul. And you know what? So when you click through the internet now, it's hard to even look at it because, like, you know, how sinister. It's way more sinister than I thought it would be. Like, you know, you see, you know, we understood what it was going to be about, but not maybe to the extent and to that amount of people worldwide, and full governments, Turkish government flying plane loads of kids in, and, you know, everything going on. It's hard to see a time where you'd ever go back to normal society after you've seen all these people who run the world and are manipulating everything and how evil they actually are. You know, I'd say it's hard to be an atheist these days, nearly, you know.
I just seen a message there from Adele. I'm just going to read her out. I'm going to read her out here. Please, guys, ask your supporters to stop threatening me. You are not responsible for people, but you do have influence. I am entitled to ask questions about communication and selfies with Kyogen, Queen of Surveillance. We are now not allowed to question about the satanic EU. Disgusting behavior from patriots. Men and their threats do not stop me speaking out. Maybe many support North Korea, i.e. the leak. Well, if men and their threats do not stop you, well, then why are you asking us to stop this for you? Like, we didn't do any of this, Adele. I'm sorry. You turned around the other day and you put this out. There was no need to put this out. You could have rang and asked what the problem was. Why were we there? Why was Orla there? Why was anyone there? But it's none of your business in anyway. Gale Force Media had a presence there. Orla was the presence. End of story. And nobody needs to tell you or anybody else what we're doing or where we're doing it. The true patriots, come on, get a grip here, will you? You're making a mountain out of a molehill here. Come on, you know what I mean? I should have been there. So would I have been getting the same shit as everyone else is getting? In saying that, not very many other people are getting shit.
Gavin Pepper was invited as well. He wasn't able to make it. Was he going to get the same crap? What about Rob Carey? What about Melissa Coomey? What about Ashleen Constantine and all the rest that were there? Did they get any crap?
No.
Do you know what I mean? How come nobody else got attacked? Do you know what I mean? And let me be very clear here, right? And I'm going to say this now. I was invited over. I've never done anything like this before. It was first time going over. I took the opportunity because I wanted to hear the speakers. I wanted to meet and shake Christine Anderson's hand for the pure and simple reason. Anyone who knows me, I always say the same thing. I think it's very important to shake somebody's hand because that way you get a bad vibe with them, then you can go, right, okay. Now, I didn't get a bad vibe with her. I actually found her very nice. There might be people out there who don't like her. That's fair enough. That's people's opinion. But I did shake her hand. I didn't get a bad vibe with her. I have got bad vibes of other people who I thought were great. And then I shook their hands and I was like, oh, Jesus, you know. But I wanted to actually, as I said, meet her. The speakers over there were excellent. This was not about the vaccine. This was about the digital ID, right? But at the end of the day, right, the digital ID is all about control and surveillance. It's going to be about where you go, what you do, and all this. Nobody's the right. Like, we're free people. Nobody's the right to tell us where to go, who to talk to, or what to do, right? I have nothing, no offense, but I have nothing to do with Sharon Kyogen. I actually, if anyone looked at the photograph, I'm not even in a photograph of Sharon. I spoke to the woman for maybe 3 minutes. That was it, right? Somebody had said it to me about her making some sort of a comment about microchipping. Whatever she did or didn't do, I can't speak for. I'm not, obviously, you know. her minder or keeper or whatever you want to call it. But I do not agree with what you said. No human being should be microchipped. Never. Doesn't matter whether it's a child with disabilities. It doesn't matter if it's an elderly person. We're not animals. Never, ever, ever can a human being be microchipped. Ever. You know what I mean? But if you have an issue with Sharon Keoghan, go and take it up with her. Because I can't speak for anybody else. I can only speak for myself. And if people had actually had the manners to even ask me myself, as if I was going to let a taxpayer pay for me. I'm a nobody. Why would a taxpayer
even
pay
ask
for me?
me? Everybody has my number. Everybody knows you're part of me and me and the organisations that I'm affiliated to. You're with me as well in this. Well, didn't you ring Paul and say, oh, Paul, what's going on with Orla? Because usually if something like that does happen, that's what you get. What's going on here? What did Anthony say that for? Or what? And I'll explain to them what the story is. But I don't think there's any explanation needed for this. Like, if you want to go on about it and think,
we do media. Would Philip Dwyer have been given out to for being over there? No, he wouldn't have. We were there for media.
No.
What do I do when I go anywhere? I take photographs and I do interviews.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
And contrary to what, I'm going to be honest with you, there was an awful lot of people in them comments that were getting very bitter and very, oh, she takes brown envelopes, she stuck her fingers up at me and things. None of them things happened. None of them things happened.
And
so
I know that woman.
Bullshit.
That woman lives in Carlow Town, and I will meet her in town. And God help her when I do.
Oh no!
Lies about me. I am absolutely killing myself going around the businesses for free, putting petrol in the car, and not 1 cent have I taken off a business. And how dare you tell lies about me? I'm probably up at 150 businesses now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I will not take any. And how many times have I said to you guys, the minute it comes to a stage that I can't go any further, then I finish up. I can't do any more. But to turn around and to blatantly tell lies about me, absolutely disgusts me.
Well, it's our own that's doing it. Again, it's our own that's doing it. So where do you go from here, people? To be honest with you guys, if you are threatening Adele or anything like that, please stop doing it, because it's not nice to be threatening a woman, firstly.
No.
But again, it's not down to us. No. We didn't get anyone to do anything of this. If we have a bit of influence, well, then fair enough, people, please. No more, none of this fighting with women, you know what I mean? Please, just stop it now. I hope that sorts it now for you, Adele.
But no woman should be attacking another woman. And anyone who knows me knows one thing I don't do. I do not attack anyone online. And if I have a question to ask somebody, I will ask them. Like if I want to ask Sharon Keoghan about the microchipping or whatever it is with vaccine, I'll ask her myself if I ever meet her again. But I'll ask her to her face. How many times have you been on the show as I said that?
I'm just laughing here. I'm just laughing at Blessed and says no. It's mad. The people fighting for free speech are the ones telling us where we can go and what we can say. Fair play to you. Yeah.
But that's it. Like, I'm not an elected councillor. Why should I have to tell anybody where I'm going? It's nobody's business. And I did put it up that I was over there. But I've never done anything.
If you are elected or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't,
look, lads,
I think tell anyone anything.
Look, I don't think we should even give it too much more oxygen. Like everyone,
no,
you can see the comments there.
A few things. And Galloway, I see what you said there. But I'm after being called horrendous names and a pack of lies been told about me. And I don't do that. I'm very straight. Yeah. All people have to do is just ask me. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not here to be questioned the whole time. Do you know what I mean? As if you're up to something. If anyone thinks I'm up to something, I'm sorry, guys. Because they're in for the rudest awakening ever. Like, if anyone is watching me or following me, I swear to God, you'd have more fun watching paint dry, because I can tell you that now. I'm up to nothing exciting. I'm more worried about I have 3 books here in the house and how I'm going to get them read by the end of the month. Before I go back into my book club again, I'd have to come up with another excuse about why I haven't them read. That's the excitement of my life.
This Liam Neeson thing, losing the plot. Who is he? I don't know who he is. I'll check now in a minute. I haven't gone back to look. Okay.
Orla, in fairness, like, just I'm not going to go into what them people say. Look, I already told you. You know, this kind of comes with the territory. You can see I unfollowed everybody because I couldn't be hacking people sitting on the couch, kind of telling us to say this or to do that. You know, we put in a lot of work every week, every day, to be honest, and trying to figure out. We're looking at analytics. We're watching people to see how many people are interested in what topics and how to go about it. What's the best strategy forward? We're trying different different angles at it. You can see Shinadina, Ireland Force, Gale Force
Sorry,
Media.
sorry, Anthony. Has the
relentlessly
Ireland Force Twitter been taken down? No.
No.
Okay,
it's
so
not
it's not
still there.
live on that.
But
Okay,
you
cool.
know, I'm
That's
just
good.
saying, Orla is there. You know, day in, day out, 3 times a day. She's going out to these. Like you'll notice a lot of these people who were trying to get elected as well, or whatever else, had stopped doing the work once the elections were over. Orla has been the most active nationalist in the country.
100%.
And the people in these communities love Orla because they're squeezed to the bone, with rents going up everywhere, and they recognize Orla as Orla is out there giving up her time. She doesn't get anything off it. She might get a gift bag once a month off someone out of appreciation because their website blew up, let's say, with viewership afterwards. She's going out on her own back. And even when she was over in Brussels, she was going into Irish pubs and doing videos for them and all. So I think you need more Orlas for when everyone goes stagnant and there's someone on the ground like that. We should be doing more of it. So,
but the majority of the businesses I've gone back in to, right, and I have spent money in the majority of the businesses. Like I'm actually going and spending money in those businesses, and I make it very clear that there is no fee for anything I do. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing it because Irish businesses are on their knees, and we are going to be heading for an avalanche of businesses closing. Do you know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, and a lot of people are asking, why are we going down the Gale Force, putting so much emphasis on it? Well, the reality is there is no local or general election nationwide at the moment. We need to win the narrative back, and to do that now is building the foundation to try and tackle that in the next few years. We did see 3 weeks ago a report from the EU that they were doctoring some of the results. So what do? You get the word out there, you build something strong and something that's able to tackle somewhat the mainstream media for when the time comes. And that's what we need to do. And that's what Orla's doing her piece with that. And Martin is doing his interviews with that. And myself and Paul with the shows. You know, that's what we're doing.
But we're all doing our best. And it was actually very funny because Anthony, it made me actually think of you. A couple of people messaged me and they just said, you know what, Orla, we don't need to know anything because you got attacked. And only the people that get attacked are the ones that are genuine. Because it's the ones not getting attacked I'd be more worried about.
I'll give you one now, right? I met a girl now, and she's a good friend. She was a friend of my sister's for years, but she's a real patriot. She's out at all the protests, and she takes no shit. And she called me, I met her in the garage, and she said, "You're with Anthony, aren't you? You're with Anthony Casey." I said, "Yeah, I think he's a great guy." He said, "He's very down to earth. He's this." He said, "So I was told he was an ex-copper." This is what was told, and someone, I'll tell you later who actually put this out, who actually said this. But Anthony's a copper. And I just stood there and I just said, I explained to her, I said, how Anthony got involved in this. I said, how this, that, and the other. She's, no, Paul, I believe you. Don't worry about it. You don't need to tell me anymore. And she said, I'll be pushing Anthony Casey and Ireland Force from now on. She said, so I'll be checking on TikTok. She usually puts out
someone said, actually, someone put that in a comment on one of my TikToks during the week. Are you an ex-copper? And the answer is no, I'm not an ex-copper at all. I've been on the stage.
I'm still a copper.
Called Loud the Gardaí in Clonmel. Yeah, like.
I wonder, is that somebody projecting again, projecting their own?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought too. We had a well, look, we'll say nothing, but we've had our tale. Anyway, that's
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're sorted with that. I never put out the things there. Jesus, hold on there now. We will. If you want, you can send me a message.
Watch out for Tucker Carlson. Yeah, someone said something interesting to me recently as well. To just take the message rather than the messenger. You know, if it's helpful, you kind of discern. It's hard to go into different personalities. Like it's just, we've all fallen for this. If you stand beside someone, if you do an interview with someone, if you shake hands with someone, do you not know that person did such a thing 5 years ago? Like people go around like this. This is just the nature of everything mainstream. Like if you go and do an interview with someone, how are you all of a sudden, responsible for anything they've done wrong in their life over the last 30 years? Yeah, that's not how it works.
But Anthony, I've said this, we can't speak for other people. Do you know what other people do?
What I'm saying
we can only control ourselves.
This works for also Tucker Carlson or like that. Like I'm sure a lot of us are wondering what Trump is up to now, and we've all shared his posts in the past. Just because you shared his post, you might have been doing something particularly good at the time, doesn't mean you stand for that person. We said it in Cork, even when we got to the rally point on speeches, that we're not just because we speak at the same events doesn't mean we're the same as the next person up. We might agree on 80, 70, 90% of things, but you have to take us as we are and our own identity and what manifesto we're putting forward to you, which is individual, and we have to craft our own. But all in good faith towards the Irish people as best we can kind of put it together. So, yeah, just but basically round that up is don't be so heavy on punishment for your fellow Irish person who's out there like Orla, day in, day out. You know, take a step back and value the cause more than your opinion sometimes. That's all I'd say.
Yeah, but we're all doing our best, Anthony. Like, I mean, I'm a very short period of time in politics. Do you know what I mean? There can be a lot of stuff I don't know, or do you know what I mean? Like, we're not happy for 20 years. Do you know what I mean? We're all doing our best. You know?
Yeah, it's true. Good evening, all. And sincere thanks to Aaron for his interview on Red FM Cork. Yeah, it was very good. That lad is genuinely the future of this nation.
I was just going to say, there's the future. There's the future.
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
And I couldn't. I think I've done it. Was it Wednesday night? I don't know. Or did me and you do it, Martin, last week? Was it Wednesday night? I don't know. I don't know now, to be honest with you, which day I did it. But I did it, and I couldn't do anything but praise him. He held his own, and oh man. And I think your man was going to try and come back and hit him with something. And then when he found out he's 17, he sort of shit himself. Like he thought, okay, I better not. You know, are you far right or something? He was going, you know what I mean? We can smell a copper in there. Listen, I can smell a copper as well. And I know there's one copper that's been trying to do us in a long time, but he'll get his comeuppance, don't you worry. It has been built into us. Yeah, we're the same. The Irish state should be abolished. There is too much bloat. It's a shite constitution, and it will allow us re-establish and get out of the EU. Yeah, we need to.
There was a very good talk. It's recorded. Justin Barrett was on. He did a space there tonight, and it is recorded. I suggest you go back and listen to it, because some of that is actually covered in it in relation to how you now look. Obviously, he's coming at it from the National Socialist point of view, which be his political leanings, but some very, very interesting concepts, and on how governance would work in a more traditional style. Because he speaks a lot about the fact that everything we do in this country is just a copy, from education system to governance to everything, to what the UK did. You know what I mean? That's what the state did. They just copied whatever England was doing, and that's what. But that doesn't suit. It doesn't suit Irish people. It doesn't suit our we are actually far more clannish than traditional democracy, which we know doesn't actually exist. It just doesn't suit us. You know what I mean? We actually need a strong presidential type person, to use modern language, just to say that, look, this is how it is, and this is what we're doing, because this is for the best of my people, so to speak. You know what I mean? And government has no responsibility now, whereas if you have one individual, they have ultimate responsibility. So they have ultimate power, but they also have ultimate responsibility. So it's very, very interesting. Well worth to listen back. I'm not sure if they're still talking now, but it is recorded, so go back and listen to it if you have time.
Did any of you hear the Catherine Fitz? Is it Tucker Carlson and Catherine Austin Fitz? Is that the one you were talking about, Anthony?
No, he does monologue straight to the camera just on current events.
Oh, no. Well, this is one from, I think this is it. Yeah, Catherine. The war is a distraction. Here's what the distraction is. This Catherine Austin Fitz knows our stuff.
Wait, it's not about their nukes?
No. Iran's central bank counts because their oil and energy is very important, including for China. Larry Fink and BlackRock have said
we need to move very rapidly. All investments on a tokenized platform.
What it means is this is going to be
We have one common blockchain.
You know, potentially 100, 200, $300 trillion market.
This confirms what was said on his viral post from an anonymous user, who even predicted the exact date that the war would start. He said the main reason for this war is to get resources that could be tokenized through BlackRock. And he said the token at the center of it all would be called the Western Asset Reserve, aka ticker WAR. So it's very clear that our only chance of benefiting from this situation and getting rich is by following the elites and buying the token before it gets announced. And March 11th is a BlackRock event in Washington, D.C., and all signs are pointing to it happening on that date. The last time a token similar to this one was announced, it made 525 people millionaires overnight, and that was Trump. Do what you want with this info, but if you want to research this token yourself, just comment WAR down below, and I'll send you the contract address so you can avoid fakes. Remember, this is not financial advice, do your own research, and this is just an opinion.
So there you go. I seen Larry Fink talking about that at the WEF there a couple of weeks ago. Was it a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, he was there, yeah. And that's what you're talking about, this token.
BlackRock.
Listen, we spoke about this last Sunday night, Martin, about taking the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
And here we are a week later, and petrol has gone up 20 cents.
But if somebody in the comments or somebody watching, I only read a small little bit of this. BlackRock is stopping. There's a bit of panic in the markets, right? And a lot of people are trying to cash out their investments in BlackRock. And BlackRock and a load of other investment firms are actually stopping people cashing out. They've capped it at 5%. There's something happening in the background in the markets that we're not being shown. And there's definitely the fact that investors want to cash out. It means there's panic. It means that somebody's let something leak and somebody knows what's coming. So look, at the end of the day, it all gears towards the social credit system. We know where it's going. We know the collapse,
which is what Orla was over. Yeah, listening to that digital euro is digital ID. It's all part of it, the infrastructure, and I think it's coming in fast. And I guess the war can always be used as an excuse to pump up fuel prices. Like the price of the barrel of oil, it shouldn't have jumped up yet anyway. But of course, I do think that to launch a social credit system, the footprint or the blueprint was always that you'd have, was it 3,000 or 5,000 in your account through the gov.ie when you go for it. So I think what they're doing is they're making it unbelievably difficult to sustain, like, affordability in life. You can't keep the wolf in the door. Inflation's so high that everyone's crying out for something. Everyone's in debt. Here's a solution: a social credit system where you have a score. Your debts are wipe free.
But what's really scary, Anthony, is like there was economists over there, there was lawyers over there, right? And like what's coming is so scary. Like they were turned around and say with the social credit system, like it will go back to literally birth. So say you made a mistake when you were a teenager, that will go against you. Even if it was a one-off mistake, it won't matter. It will go against you. We've seen the people in China who cannot get work, who can't travel, who are homeless because of their social credit score, right? The guy there that was an economist, like he was saying, it's of absolutely no benefit. So what people have been told is pure and utter lie. This is all about control, and they will have full control. We won't be able to go anywhere. We won't be able to do anything. Everything will be monitored. There's surveillance on everything. And they're already starting to edge it in little ways. Do you know what I mean? But to listen to some of these guys talking, it is actually so scary what is coming.
It's more in your face.
But again, it comes down to the thing of mass non-compliance. There has to be mass non-compliance.
If you go to any town in Carlow, in the country, over the last year, the council are out. They're making the footpaths wider and the cycle lanes wider. This is what they're doing. It's more inconvenient for you to use your car in the towns. But it's urbanization. It's this TFI electric vehicles going in and out. But even you'll notice this in Carlow. Me and you are locals to Carlow. Them little cameras are up on all the. This happened the last 3 or 4 years. Reg plate cameras are up on the traffic lights already. So the Carlow is a 10-minute town.
In Armagh,
then it's Carlow and Tralee, 3 first pilot towns for this 10-minute town, which is the
economist was also speaking, and I put this up in a Facebook post, and I don't want to scare people, right? Okay, I probably scared the crap out of people at this now, but I was trying not to say too much on Facebook, but I was trying to be like the tone around they just said they will get the people on social welfare first. Paul knows all about this. We moved house recently, right? The landlord was selling our house. Now, thank God we're able to stay with her, right? So, a letter came out. Anyone that has kids knows that a letter comes out to check that your child is still in school, you know. And I thought it was quite strange because it came out earlier. Like, my son is older, and it came out when he was about 16, right? Or 15, 16. My daughter's 14. So I thought it was a bit early for them to be checking. But anyway, it went to the other house. So they cut off the children's allowance anyway. That was fine. I got back on to them and said, oh, you missed your letter. So that was fine anyway. And I got on to them. Straight away, it said to me, have you got the gov.ie ID? I was like, no. Why would I need that? If I have ID, I have a passport and a driving license. Why would I need the gov.ie ID? Oh, well, you're going to need it. I said, no, I won't need it. I said, I'll stay as I am. Thanks very much. But straight away, they were getting it in there about this ID, that you were going to need it later on. Now, my daughter's okay for the next few years, so I'm not I don't need to worry about it for the time being. But I'd say if you're coming up on something that needs to be renewed, straight away they were going on about that. But that economist said they're going to come after people, anyone on social welfare payments, because they'll say if you don't have the Gov ID, then you won't get your payments.
Or HAP payments. Well, you don't get it. So you don't get social welfare payments without your ID, without your little green card.
Yeah, but like
you have to get that because I went in last year. When I signed on after I got made redundant there in 23, I went in and your man is saying, "Can you look into the camera there? I have to get your." I said, "I don't want you taking the thing. Do you want to get social welfare?" I said, "What?" He said, "You want to be paid?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, there you go." And him sitting there, a rainbow bleeding lanyard on him. You know what I mean? I thought,
they're going to have everybody. It won't matter what social welfare payment you're on. It doesn't matter whether it's pensioners, whether it's disability. They will get you. But I just laughed. Not laughed as in ha ha. But I just thought already they were putting it out there. Oh, you need it. And I said, no, I don't. Oh, what if I was somebody else? I could have said, oh God, maybe I do need it. Maybe I better get it. But luckily enough, I was awake and I went, no, I don't need it. If you want ID for me, I've got a passport and a driving license. But over in the airport, they were doing the facial scanning on the way over and on the way back. And the lad I was with, and he said to me, there you go now. He said, we won't be able to travel now. He said, if anything happens, they've got you now. They've got you on your passport and they've got you on the facial recognition.
Yeah, it's biometrics, yeah.
Yeah. And there was nothing you could do. You had to go through. Do you know what I mean?
But,
that's not true, Paul. What's not true? Sorry, MDX. What's not true?
In relation to I was talking about this to somebody. In relation to the social credit system that is coming, the reality is when Orla, I'd say just lift your mic up a little bit, will you? I think it's rubbing. Yeah, just on the one on the thingy. It's rubbing off something. The majority of people have already been tested, unfortunately. The COVID run was to see, with the correct propaganda, how many people can we bamboozle, confuse, intimidate, etc., etc., etc. They're going to do the same thing with the social credit system. They're going to create an environment of fear and uncertainty where it's easier to take the handout than it is to actually say no. We've got some terrible sound coming through there.
It's not Orla.
Like I'm not moving. The mic's here, like I'm not moving.
It's you, Anthony. Yeah. Hang on. Now, everything all right now? Yeah, everything's grand now. I can't hear anything now. It's only when I click you on.
Sorry, lads, it was my fault. I mentioned the Jews earlier on, so it's my bad.
So it's my fault.
Sorry.
Paul, do you hear me?
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play the economic guy the other night? Did you play his?
Which guy? Which guy was it? What was his name? Yes, I did. I played them. Yeah, I played the two of them. Larry Higginbottom or the Jugenbottom or whatever.
Oh yeah, you played him. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, I did play that. Yeah, I did play that.
Now, I couldn't. Most of them that were speaking were 15 minutes. I couldn't record all of it. I could only record clips. But listen, Aisling Constantine interview was there and Rob Carey. And I got to meet Rob and I got to meet Aisling. I never met them before. They were just lovely. The two of them were so nice. And there was great crack with Rob Carey. Like, he's a great laugh. He says to me, you have to come over and promote my business at Wicklow. I said, I will. I'll be over there. He has a gym.
Well, we'll play Aisling Constantine and then we'll play Rob Carey. Martin or Matty, would you throw up Rob Carey after that? Because I just have to go and move the car.
Where is it? All right, I think can I?
It's in here. It's in here. Look, it's in here.
Yeah, no
We're
worries.
going to play the Aisling one now. We play the Aisling one now.
So I'm here outside the EU Parliament with Aisling Constantine. How are you, Aisling?
Grand, thanks.
Well, we had a very interesting meeting today. How did you find it?
Look, it was very interesting, like you said. I learned a lot. It was organised by the Make Europe Healthy Again or group, so we say, and it was about digital ID. And it's just, there's so many facets to it, and I'm actually, I've got a lot to learn myself. So it was a good starting point, and the main takeaway I took from it was that, the most important thing you can do is keep yourself informed, and then just ask questions to other people. Just ask a question. What do you think about getting rid of cash or whatever, and kind of draw them out on their opinions and try and help them along, because a lot of people we're sleepwalking into a situation that is not good for society. It's not good for humanity. And like I said, I'm going to go away and learn a lot more about it. And the whole thing was filmed as well, so it'll be available on the EU Parliament's website. So it was a great event.
I thought they made some excellent comments, and there was a couple of speakers I didn't know that well, and I just found them excellent. Some and some maybe you didn't know as well, but they were all brilliant. It was great to have, you had doctors there, you had people involved in economics. It was just excellent.
And drawing the line between how digital ID, kind of the infrastructure is there now because of COVID and the digital medical passports, the COVID passport. That was really interesting to see that line drawn for you. And then I thought very impressive was Montgomery Tom's. He was brilliant. Yeah, and he was brilliant. Yeah, but they were all very good. They all had different things to say. Like I said, it's multifaceted, and there's just so much going on that I actually just look into it more and learn more about it. So,
well, that's it. They were all coming in under different opinions, and it was just brilliant. And especially the way Christine Anderson was explaining things.
Yeah.
Like, for the likes of us who know what's coming, it is huge. It's going to be a huge wake-up call for people who haven't a clue, or who are kind of maybe asleep to what's coming, because it is coming in, and it's coming in fast. Yeah. I mean, that is very worrying, Aisling, isn't it?
It is, and what Christine Anderson said at the end, she was asked, the last question she was asked was, why don't our politicians care? Is it just stupidity? Are they just ignorant? Or do they know about it and they just don't care? She said, well, a lot of them are stupid. They don't realise it's happening. But some of them, she mentioned specifically like the Renew Party and two others in the EU, they had this gut feeling that something isn't right, and they know that something's happening, but they just love money more than their own nation and their own people. They love being brought out to dinners and being wined and dined more than they love standing up for their own people, and that's the real sickening thing. So, how these people keep getting voted in.
Well, unfortunately, I know, but I think that is the problem. I mean, there is too many people in power that are just ruled by their ego and about money, and that's a huge issue,
Look, I don't have the answer. I'm just one person standing up. That's why I got.
But that's all we can do.
Yeah, because some people like myself, we just can't help but stand up and tell the truth, and that's all you can do. You can keep yourself informed at the very least. Just go out and keep yourself informed. Don't look at the corporate media. Don't look at the mainstream media for the full story. You're only getting a bit of the story, so you need to get your sources from elsewhere as well.
Exactly, 100%. And look, all we can do is our best. We can't do any more than that. And people know where to come if they need to ask any questions, because we are putting ourselves out there and doing, as I said, the best we can, Aisling, thank you so much for talking today. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too. Thank you so much.
Well done, Orla.
She is lovely. She is such a nice woman, and that's my first time meeting her, and she was lovely. And then Rob was lovely as well. It was actually so nice to meet people, that you're normally just so used to seeing them online, but to actually physically meet them, it was great.
Yeah, no, it's a great experience. Will I play Rob here and we'll have a listen to what he says? Or do you want to... Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, play Rob. Yeah.
After finishing up in the European Parliament, how did you find it today?
It was really, I don't want to say enjoyable, it was more enlightening.
Informative.
Exactly, it was very informative. We had some really top level speakers there. We had Reggie over from the US, we Christine from
Germany,
obviously. And yeah, we'll maybe stick all of the speakers, the full names, and so people want to check them out on into the caption there. So it was a lot of big hitters with some really powerful messages around digital ID.
I was very impressed myself now with Monty Tom. Like, he's only in his early 20s. I thought he spoke so well.
He did. Monty spoke very well, and I've been keeping an eye on him on social media. He's quite a following on Instagram and what have you, and he has a kind of certain production value to him when he speaks, and he's quite a young man. He's in his early 20s, and I think he's somebody who could be key in facing down something like digital ID, because he does have the ear of a lot of young people, certainly in the UK and maybe now.
That's very true. And was there any particular speaker that stood out for you?
Well, I thought Reggie was very strong. She's a solicitor by trade, but she's spoken in a lot of the main parliaments around Europe and beyond, and in the US, obviously, where she comes from. It's obviously something she's extremely passionate about, and she had a very clear message about how digital ID has to be stopped before it goes too far. She had an analogy about how if you're walking down the road and there's a hole in the ground, you don't wait till you fall into it before you then try to climb out. You can take steps to avoid it, and she really was encouraging a kind of certain level of mass disobedience when there is overreach, and when the government does try to overstep the mark with regard to people's civil liberties.
But Rob, we all know what's coming, right? But I don't think people realise that it will be attached to every single aspect of your life.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that inevitable. I'd be quite optimistic. I do believe in people power. I do believe that if you look at the way the wind is blowing across Europe, certainly, that people are starting to wake up to these things, and they're starting to vote with their feet, and there is a change in the old guard. A lot of the dominant political parties around Europe are losing ground now, and I think that's going to continue, and as long as that does happen, well, then we're in with a show, that there's a chance we can still win this fight.
No, I 100% agree with you, because you have to have freedom in your life. You don't want a digital ID attached to everything, even down to your driving licence. Everybody has a right to have privacy.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a journalist by trade myself. After finishing studying history and politics, I went on and did a master's in journalism, and I worked in the media for about 10 years. So something like, for example, freedom of speech is absolutely pivotal from my point of view, and it's something that you'd like to hear journalists talk about more, and you'd be surprised, because certainly in Ireland there's a lot of journalists out there that are off the left, and they don't seem to want to challenge the government when they start talking about things like restricting people's speech. And when you start to tie that into the type of systems that we're seeing in China and elsewhere, and social credit, as people spoke about earlier on today, it's the future can look a little bit scary, and you would like to see the journalists of the world playing more of a role here and helping get the word out and defending things like free speech.
I totally agree with you. But I mean, you do have to laugh at them putting out about the malinformation. I just thought that was gas.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, but I mean, there's misinformation and there's disinformation, and people should really make themselves aware of the difference between the two. Misinformation is when somebody makes an honest mistake and distributes information that might not be accurate, and the other side of that is disinformation, when somebody's deliberately, knowingly, and purposefully pulling the wool over your eyes by trying to fill you full of shite, basically.
Exactly. Oh, look, you have to laugh sometimes. That's one thing about the Irish. We have a good sense of humour, and we have to have it these days. But listen, I thought today was absolutely excellent, and it was so wonderful to be invited over as well,
Absolutely agree. Yeah, and it was great to see Brussels. It's a beautiful city.
It is. Rob, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all.
It's a very good interview, Orla.
He's such a lovely guy.
I have to say, I like that suit. If you're talking to him again, find out where he gets his suits, will you? that's a good suit.
Yeah.
You look at that.
I'm kind of following Rob quite a while now, but I just never got to meet him. Like, so it was great to be able to meet him. It was great to be able to meet the likes of Aisling as well, who are just lovely people.
Very good, very good, very good. Yeah, Rob's, I've never met him either, but I was following him all through COVID. He's done some great work in his neck of the woods, and a very, very positive message that he puts out.
Yeah, but no, it's great. Like, I mean, you know, it is going to get to a stage where people are going to see me and they're going to go, crap, it's all a run.
No. I saw the two youngsters looking for a photo with you in Carlow there not so long ago.
I know. I was like, oh my god.
Running me in for a coffee and all. Everyone knows Orla now. Huh?
Yeah.
Even my kids and their friends and stuff.
Orla from the TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, the funniest was when I was in the fairgrade. That's a shopping centre in Carlow, and this bunch of kids came over to me. There's one young lad, and he was 13. He was like, hey, oh, you're the girl from TikTok, right? And it wasn't that he recognised me; it was that he called me a girl. But a long time since I've been called a girl. I was like, I like you.
Very good.
So I'm going to remember that when I'm 80 years old. I was called a girl.
Yeah, it's a shame that more people didn't get over there to that conference. That conference there in Brussels, that's essentially that's everything we should be fighting against. That is the open air prison. That is threat number one. Once they control you like that, you can't step out of line whatsoever. When
I was there, I'd say there was about 50 people there. It's not actually that big of a room. I think I was expecting a room that had maybe 100 seats, but it's actually quite small. So I'm assuming
it wasn't the actual parliament, was it? It wasn't the actual parliament.
It was in the it was in the parliament, like, but the room that we were in now, by God, security's tight. There was, I'd say, seats, about 50 there.
Just to the viewers there, look, I'm going to say that we're being hockeyed out of it tonight, as Paul says.
Hockeyed out of it.
Yeah, can you just if you're watching on X, can you just go into all our X accounts and just give it a retweet? I'm wondering, is the censorship coming from the X side or the YouTube side? It's on Paul's Facebook as well. If you could just jump in there and give that a like and a share. And I'm not sure. Can you actually share things on YouTube, or how does that work? I rarely use YouTube.
Yeah, you share.
There you go. You can watch it live on Fitzy Dub on X, at Anthony L. Casey, at Rugamorph27. That's all X. You'll get us at the Irish Column on YouTube, at Gale Force Media on YouTube, Paul Fitzsimon's Facebook, and it won't let me go out on the Gale Force Media either Facebook, so it's out on the web as well at Gale Force. It's on the web there.
That's the old website. There we have the galeforce.com now.
Actually, Paul, will you just put back Emma Lamb's post there?
Just before we jump back up to the comments, just what Paul's saying there, and Martin. The censorship is massive. Every Wednesday evening and every Sunday evening before we go live, about 8:30, the website builder that I use to update and what happens in the background, Paul sends me a code. I have to input it into a website builder and to make sure it'll all run live without any issues. That site, I update that site with different things every day. But just before the shows go on, it will not listen to me, no matter what. And it could be 20 minutes, half an hour. I've been 45 minutes in the background, meaning to come on the show here and sitting here trying to get this working. I can't go on Instagram. People said, try this, that, and the other. I tried a different phone with a VPN for a different service provider. I updated, I put in a new account, the A. Casey podcast. I didn't put in my date of birth, nothing, and it was down within an hour. The censorship around us. And I seen Gavin lost his big, massive account on Facebook as well, Mega Aerospace. So they're definitely doing it deliberately, and it's targeted. So it does baffle me how certain people can come out with more outlandish statements and have massive accounts, and they still are alive. But anyway, we won't get into that tonight.
Exactly. But, this is what I was only talking to someone yesterday about. All of these guys with the hundreds of that Gavin or Garen Noon, he is a fucking waster. He's a god.
He's not political anyway.
He's comedy. He's
and everything. But again, he had to come out the other day to put his tuppence worth in about, I don't know what you're getting your knickers in enough for over your man with the beard and the thing.
Yeah.
All seen that, haven't
Yeah, but it's comedy he's doing, so it's a case of I wouldn't put it in the same class of what we're doing. You have to remember, guys, go back last year. Your names were in the Commission of Honour report.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you're blacklisted or red listed or whatever. Like anything you guys touch is.
It's not that common. It's not that common, Paul. It's a longer comment from Emma because I just want to make I just want to reply to her over this. The longer
Emma Lamb, is this here?
Yeah, no, it's not that one. It's the one before that, the longer one.
Okay, hold on. I'm going back.
As he's finding, yeah, it's the Institute of Strategic Dialogue, funded by George Soros. Yeah, we were in that, the Irish column. Remember that, Paul?
Oh, so we were in that. Yeah, that's that one bleeding Niamh Gallagher and that other gobshite, isn't it?
But they're the Irish end of it, yeah.
Yeah, but so we're all there. Like, I was up on the Daily Mail during elections as well, being slated on it. Even though myself and Gavin, we did look the paper. We did make it look good. If you go back to that comment there, right? So just over the triple buses, right? Somebody mentioned to me today, or just messaged me. Now, they weren't being funny, or it just said, should you not be telling people where you're going and things like that? Now, first of all, again, I'm not an elected council. I'm not elected.
You told your husband where you were going and the kids. That was enough.
Yeah, I'm not being funny. I have my own safety to think about. Plus I have my own privacy. It's not. I shouldn't have to tell everybody where I'm going and what I'm doing. I also have to think of my own safety. If we go places, we have to look over our shoulder. We are targets. And I don't particularly want every single person knowing where I'm going and what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? Because what if an incident happens then? Like, you're putting yourself at risk. And we are all targets. You know, we could go up to Dublin. Like, a lot of times I won't say that I'm even going to protest in Dublin because you just don't know if somebody's a target on your back. Yeah, we have to be mindful of ourselves as well. You know?
Yeah.
Paul, I sent you over Angie sent me the link to that BlackRock story. So it's gone to one of your WhatsApps.
One of my WhatsApps, okay.
Someone's saying that Angie there also said it's not going out in the Ireland Force Space X page. I do see that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I just said to you earlier, it's not going out on it. I'm at trying to add it there and it won't let me. It's telling me it's not a premium account. I thought that was a premium account. We might have to pay for it. We might have to. Maybe that's
the thing. Now we've Gale Force, me, you, Martin, Shinadina, Ireland first. We'll see how we get on. But
Martin Murphy. Okay, hang on there, Martin. I'm just gonna share this. Copy link.
Censorship though really has ramped up massively, and as well, but
we've seen it. Like Anthony, right? I had to stop posting about vaccines or excess deaths or anything on my TikTok page, my political TikTok page, because every time I did, it got taken down. And even my Facebook, when I was really calling out the government, they started taking away my share button and all that. They were removing all that as well. And I said, right, I may cut back a bit because otherwise it'll affect me trying to promote the businesses. You know what I mean? Where people won't be able to share things and share information and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Do I sound muffled?
I reckon it's take out the charger and speak, will you?
Take out the charger. Take out the charger for me.
Okay, there.
Yeah. So there's electrical interference from the
there's static going through the mic from the charger for some reason.
42%. Yeah, but like we're all like, as I said, I had to be careful what I put up on Facebook because again they were removing my share button. The TikTok as well, they were at that as well. So the targeting is all. They all know who we are. What
Yeah. Well, I tell you one, right? I put up a brand new account on TikTok, and all I put up was a Gale Force Media banner, no other writing, and the page got taken down.
Yeah, you see your flag.
I look at all, but how are some other people not flagged? This just gets me up a bit. There's people out there saying crazy stuff and have been for years and have thousands and thousands of followers, and they still have them accounts. I'm on my 7th TikTok account.
Okay, I'm going to give you a perfect example. Daz News. Daz News must be on his 60th or 70th account on TikTok. Keeps going. So he's on
Yeah.
Instagram now, and you haven't taken him off Instagram. Daz does great work. Anyone's not following Daz News, follow Daz
I
News.
follow him on
But
TikTok,
again,
yeah.
Paul, again, political people. What I'm saying,
Yeah.
Daz and Jared or whatever like that, Garode, whatever. But there are political right who seem to be buffered from this. And we're barely opening our mouth. I put up a GoFundMe and everything got wiped from that interview with the homeless man.
Yeah.
Because we criticised the councils. But there's people saying stuff
Do
day
you
in, day
remember
out.
remember I was telling you guys, remember recently I did the interview with Maureen over the little girl, Roxanne, for the operation. And I put up photographs. No, nothing. They were just photographs of the child Maureen had sent me on. And I put a little reel together. And I got a TikTok notification saying I had violated whatever community rules, and they removed it. There was nothing in the photographs.
Sure, like violating everything every day.
Yeah, and I got a notification saying, and I said, but like there was nothing there. Like, do you know what I mean? And I noticed as well, because on my political page I did the interview with Dylan, who has muscular dystrophy, and when I put up that interview, all it got was over 300 views. And I removed it. I put it back up again, got about 300 views. So I moved it over to my business page. Do you know what I mean? And it's up over, I don't know, it's a 5,000 views there. But it just shows like we're all been watched and monitored.
It is important, Emma, that I was highlighting that as a point, because if you are political and you're not getting censored for what you're saying on the right, that causes issues if some are. Yeah. And especially if some are more extreme with their views and putting out a lot more videos, how are they withstanding it? I'm highlighting it without going into further detail. You can put your own things together on that. But
Anthony, we've been called every name under the sun. We put up with mountains of abuse. Well, I have for the last year and a half. You have. Paul has. Martin has.
Yeah. No, everybody loves me. No, everybody loves me.
You speak for yourself, Martin.
I am universally loved.
While we have 5 minutes here, and we have a few on. Anthony, do you want to give us an update on the Ireland Force situation and how it's going and what's at the happening and where we are at it? We 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that for 5 minutes.
Look, I suppose, I did do a statement the other day, but we didn't actually release it because, again, you told the line of saying, divulging so much information that people are going to get upset with you for dragging up things that aren't helpful to the movement, let's say. But then again, there's people within Ireland First members who are paid members who deserve to know what's going on with the party and why they can't, why we're still stuck in limbo. We are still stuck in limbo. So maybe I have my statement here? I actually might read it out. Will I, or will I just give a brief overview?
A brief overview.
Will I?
Well,
or do we call it?
How long is the statement?
Statement.
Only 2 minutes, but
Mr. President, you have to make this decision.
Yeah.
You know, you were getting the big book, 700 grand a year.
We're all about the truth. I suppose,
oh yeah, right? Anthony, you're getting Anthony, you're getting 100 grand a year.
Yeah.
Is that what the Garda wages are? Is it?
And happy International Women's Day, everybody. Sorry, I should have said that at the start of the show, but maybe if I was a woman, I tell you, I might become a woman for next Sunday. I might dress up. That's when I'm growing the beard. So I can wear the dress and wear a pair of glasses on and letting on that I'm a mammy. I'm identifying as a mammy for that day. I think we all should do that. Martin, you look kinky and address me with that beard. Go on, Anthony, sorry.
Paul, hold on. You could do a great impression of Mrs. Brown because you got the Dublin accent. There you go. Go with Mrs. Brown.
I love the way she does that. Go on, Anthony. The floor is yours.
Right, okay. So we want to give a brief update regarding the situation with the Ireland First Party. Shortly after my nomination as party leader in February 2025, the former party president returning solely to shut the party down, proposed returning solely to shut the party down. This proposal was not agreed by the board. Following this, Mr. Bly and a former board member, Ms. Maguire, who had already resigned from the board, submitted a complaint to the ELC, the Electoral Commission, in an attempt to regain control of the party and ultimately dissolve it. This move appears to be connected to their activity involvement in the emergence of a new political party, Hibernia, which would benefit from the removal of other right-wing parties. This effort has also involved the support of Herman Kelly, President of the Irish Freedom Party, along with Eamon John Murphy of SND Media. The current board formally challenged this appeal, and it was struck out as there was no substance to the claims made. However, further appeal has been submitted. As recently as last week, Mr. Bly and Mr. Maguire are still actively pursuing efforts to have the party shut down. On paper, this is a straightforward case, but the final outcome ultimately rests with the Electoral Commission. I prefer to say that this is leftist opposition that have been creating challenges for us, but unfortunately that has not been my experience over the past few years in the movement. That said, we are very grateful for support we have received, and we hope to bring you a positive update very soon. So that's the statement. That's as condensed as we can put it.
But there's been no decision made yet, no?
No, not yet.
No, but
well, there was.
I'm surprised it's taken so long.
Well, there was.
The ELT found in our favour, and the people who wish to take Ireland First off the playing field appealed it, and now it is sitting limbo. It must be noted that, like we won't name names now, but like there's other people involved in we'll say submitting that appeal, and putting kind of some very, very sketchy legal arguments forwards that just they don't hold merit. But it'll be interesting to see what way it goes, because it's not actually us that's being questioned, it's the Electoral Commission themselves, their ability to make a decision. That's what the appeal is based on. They basically said, well, you made the wrong decision, and here's why. So it'll be interesting to see. But look, it's in limbo, but I think that's kind of part of the plan, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Like, and it's important because there's 50 people even tonight saying, we need to all come together. Like, we understand that, and we've called for that plenty of times. But you have other party people trying to shut down our party. That's how little interest they have in unity. So we're ringing, I've rang around these people, and you try to meet them and try to sit down with them. But that's their mentality out there. And these are also the same people who manage to hold these accounts with thousands and thousands of followers. So, I'll leave it at that. And there's much more on it. And if we need to go down to it, we can, because
if you need to know anything, need to know anything, don't go all over Facebook saying, oh, Anthony's a shill, Anthony's a copper, somebody is this, Paul's a shithead, Paul is this. If you have some question to ask, there you go. Okay, that's my number there. There's my number there, 089-203-1521. You need to ask any questions of me, I will answer them questions. And if you need to ask any questions, lads, I will let you know.
Yeah, and if any woman or gay man is looking for a date with Paul, please contact that number as well. He is available. His charge is very minimal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, very good. Emma Lamb is just saying there, in fairness, anyone that was originally involved in Shin and Nadine taught on social media, SND Media was attached to SND, which clearly it isn't. It never was. Never was.
Yeah, no. There was So look, that person used the namesake of Shinadina. And they were with us at the time. We knew what they were doing, building a media organization, but we didn't really know the full story of who they were, and everything changed once that got registered. So we've spoken about that before, but yeah.
Keep our country. Yeah. Okay. Emma Lamb. Has there been a party on the right? Has there ever been a party on the right in Ireland?
Yes. You can go back to the Fine Gael. What's his name? They actually got absorbed into Fine Gael. They weren't really a fight. They were National Socialists. Help me with the name. Oh, sorry, it won't come to me. But yeah, there was very right leaning people involved in the formation of the state, but they actually got absorbed into Fine Gael, and Fine Gael would have been classed as up through the years as the kind of most conservative economic party. Now it's obviously completely gone now and gone completely the other way, but you would have considered in traditional terms Fine Gael would have been conservative right leaning. But the world went bonkers, and everything is left now.
And now they're a pack of traitors.
you're never going to the system is too rigged. You're never going to get a national movement. I don't mind saying this, and I apologize if people get insulted. We've proven over the last 5 years, as a people, we're not mature enough to mount a resistance. It's as simple as that. We are not mature enough to mount a resistance because the bickering, the fighting, the name calling, the stories that, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm sticking with that. We need to build a leader, one individual to basically steer the ship and rule with an iron fist. And he'll have his 20 that do his bidding. And
but Martin, look, I've always said that we are never ever going to get in anywhere. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we can't be bought. Do you know? We can't be corrupted.
You can you don't have to get in. You can build outside the system. The thing about the system is you don't need the system. That's the lie of the system, thinking that you need it. You don't need it. You know, we build our own life, and we take back our destiny from the state. It's in the Constitution. Loyalty to the nation and fidelity to the state. Sorry, fidelity to the nation and loyalty to the state. Fidelity to the nation comes first. It's as simple as that. So we build our nation back, and the state we'll just kill it slowly over time, just by not participating in it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move on to. Let's talk about the Dublin Zoo thing, will we, just for a minute, just to throw our Tuppence word in here on this one. This is the block.
I already did online today.
Did you?
Well, in my book, it's rage bait. There's no way these guys are just trying to ruffle feathers. You know,
they could have picked any celebrity mother out there, and they went with James Patrice.
Come here, I tell you. Okay,
I don't even know who that is.
Who is the Grand Master of the parade this year?
It's only Umar Al-Qadri, is it?
No. It's a woman. It's the one that does the washing machine ad, Vogue. Williams.
Vogue Williams.
Okay. Vogue Williams. Is that her name? Yeah. Okay, why couldn't you put Vogue Williams' picture on that?
You know, well, why couldn't they put Lucy Kennedy or Miriam O'Callaghan or any of the other 100 and whatever ones that are North?
What it was supposed to do. It has everybody talking about it. Everybody. Whether you're left, you're right. And I got to be honest with you, every one of them that's come out and said how that we're all stupid for thinking that way, 9 out of 10 of them were gay. So what does that tell you? You know? I'm going to play it and we'll come back.
It's easy to see why people are so pissed off with this, because it's a constant push now. Between trying to remove mother from the Constitution, saying that men that identify as women can run in the women's mini marathon, the push for the use of women's toilets, the push for it in schools, it's constant. A few years ago, this wouldn't have been an issue because it was funny, but it's not funny anymore. It's seen as an agenda. It's constantly being pushed on us, and people have simply had enough of it. And I can see why they see it's disrespectful towards mothers. It's a man with a beard in a dress. How has that anything to do with Patrick's Day or Mother's Day? Like, seriously, I get the idea behind the marketing, but it's really bad fucking taste on their part.
He's brilliant.
It's but you have to think about it. Okay, who is the zoo targeted at? Who goes to the zoo? Children. Yeah, exactly. You bring your kids to the. It's more. You're pushing nonsense ideology onto children.
Normalization
children that are going to
see settings. Yeah. That's why they do it in schools and where the kids go. Normalization for the next generation. This is.
But we had. Hang on, to download that. Just let me check. Oh God. Yeah, there it is.
There's a lot of you know, when we speak on these things as well, there's a lot still of the left and the right terminology. I think there's a lot of, you know, people saying about Pizzagate and the conspiracies of COVID and all this kind of thing coming through, and everyone's kind of saying, look, you know, this COVID was an IQ test, all this kind of thing. I think instead of the left and right, there's just people who fell for the brainwashing and those who didn't. Yeah. That's just as simple as it is. And I think no matter what they roll out, they have captured them people's minds because they've tweaked the propaganda. Like, this works. We have this. They're going to believe in these institutions no matter what. and they're always going to think that these guys, we put these people in the box of conspiracy nuts and extremists, and that's unfortunately what we're fighting for. Although a lot of people lately have been turned around to the idea. I know we always say this, but there's a lot of people, kind of younger people as well, starting to come around to the idea of we're starting to lose logic here. What's going on, you know?
Yeah, as a gay man myself, not me, this is Michael John, I'm so tired of this, is misrepresenting gay culture by pushing it on children. Yeah, see, when I said that there, someone's going to clip that and go, oh, Fitzy's gay. As a gay man myself.
You know what? I'm going to do it. You don't need to.
Hey, Squiddy had that video of you and before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're always so pleased to see Anthony.
Yeah, well, hey, listen. There will be lots of parents who would take the children. Yeah, and Christine is right here. There would be lots of parents who would take their children to the zoo to meet a man dressed in woman's dresses. Just look at how many parents were willing to take their kids to Drag Time Story Hour. It's just about normalizing the madness. That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be left.
Well, you have to remember, James Patrice is from the Today Show. That's where he's from.
Guys, I'm sorry. Okay, you can't look at any show on the telly anymore without there being gay guys in it, or transgenders, or it's just too normalized now. I'm sorry. I said
what
this.
They said, Paul. What the Netflix? I think 80% of it has LGBT content in it. They brought into the courts, Congress for this.
Yeah. But you look at all the Hollywood celebs. Okay, we played the video last week, I think, Martin, did we? Or I probably done it myself on Tuesday. Out of 20 of the celebs, 20 of them have transgender. Or sorry, there's 20 of them have transgender kids. Now, if transgenderism is supposed to be a 1 in a million, you know, like it's not supposed to be that normal. Let's be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
But why has all the Hollywood A-listers got transgender kids? It's to normalize this and let people think.
There's two things at play. Yeah, there's two things at play. So it's the having a transgender kid is the same now as walking around with your little mountain dog in your handbag. Yeah. So that's it. The other thing, which is far more sinister, you have to sacrifice a child.
Yes.
You have to sacrifice your son or your daughter, and this is the new sacrifice. This is the new sacrifice. You had a son. Yeah. We're gonna take away.
Now you have a daughter.
Yeah. And that is the same
watching that today.
Sacrifice and mutilation as going to the Bohemian Grove and the altars and all the other six sedition. They know them by their symbolism. They can't. They have to show you. It's in their rules. They have to show you, but you have to be awake to see it. But that's what that is.
But this has been going on. Look at the perfect example of Bill Gates. Bill Gates walked up and down on a stage saying the way to depopulate is through vaccination. He actually said it on stage.
But
and then he's promoting all this. Like that man was caught, you know, giving injections to children in Africa, to girls in Africa, that were sterilizing them and pretending they were tetanus shots. Like, how with God's creation does anybody trust that man?
The symbolism I'm talking about there with the
sorry, Andy.
No, just saying the symbolism there before we get off the topic too much. Epstein Island, they had a temple there to Baal, and historically, mythologically, through the tradition, who they sacrificed children to, and they literally had it there. These people aren't atheists; they're just pure evil, and that's why they have the abortion whole rally thing. You know, this is my body. It's a mockery of Jesus giving up his body for the world. This is it's the same propaganda. You know, this is my body. You know, but it's obviously not. You see that report today or this week, 106 babies born alive after abortion. Like, you look at, if anyone's a parent, you look at your child. We all have photos of them just being born. Like, they're doing full-time abortions. They're pushing for that in Ireland. You know what I mean? Yeah. How is that not just pure evil? How is that anything else? You imagine your child when they're born, how much you already love them, how much of a person they are. That's what they're pushing for. And people are so propagandized to, men are pushing us down for so many years and we have to, you know, take our bodies back from men and it's my body, my choices. No, you've just been told that you're killing babies. Let's just be honest about it here. And this is why people get so upset with me. I'm very, very much clear and cut about this.
But it's such a kick in the arse to women who have had miscarriages, like myself, who have, you know, like all the women out there that have tried for years and years and years to have children, and some that can't have children. Like, it is just heartbreaking for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I cannot understand how anyone can think that that's okay.
I'm just going to read this comment there from Dara. I grew up with gay people in my family, and they hate what is going on now. Even they know this nonsense is wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
I know, don't get me wrong, I don't know lots of gay people or anything like that, but the gay people that I do know are horrified by all of this bullshit.
Yes.
Horrified by it.
They are.
You know? And I'm going to be honest with you, there's a handful of the gay community, like lesbian, like bull dykes. I mean, like, these things are like mad looking things. Like, these are the ones that are pushing this narrative. These are the ones that are pushing it. I'm being honest with you, you know? And listen, it needs to stop. It just needs to stop. Enoch Burke needs to get out of prison, and he needs to win this case and get back €2 million to be paid off for what has happened. And now his mother and his sister need to be paid off as well, because this is disgusting what's happening. Right,
it's a good way. It's a good way of stopping them getting to America for Paddy's Day, isn't it?
Exactly. Now you have it. I'm just going to play this now. This is what happened yesterday outside the Burke's house in Castlebar.
On the Burke family property, we have 2 vans. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gardaí, and they've intruded onto our property. They've gone around the back of the building looking in windows.
So, what do you have?
6.
2 orders.
You said you had a search,
one for,
search warrant.
I said an order. That's what I said.
No, you said you had a search warrant.
I said it an order.
Now, you know the difference, I think.
So,
if you
where
have a
is...
bit of education, you'll know the difference between...
Where is Martina
an order.
Burke?
Listen to me.
Where is Martina
Have a
Burke?
bit of manners.
Where is Martina Burke? So they're the 2 that I'm looking for.
We're speaking out against injustice.
That's what I need. I need to find them too. That's what the court has ordered me to do with these orders. So do you know where Martine is?
I've said what I've said to you now.
Well, is she here?
I've said what I've said.
You've said what?
You've been wandering around private property without authority. And that's serious.
Right. Fair enough.
Sorry, if you could come out from there, please.
This is unbelievable behaviour this morning. Enoch Burke in prison for 600 days, and now we have a whole unit of Gardaí on our private property forcing themselves into our house.
No. Fair enough. All right.
Sad, all of the crime in this country, and they're harassing a family. For standing up, simply for standing against transgenderism. Now we have a squad of Gardaí on our property.
The same thing happened.
God, look at all those guards. And if someone who's been murdered in the street, they wouldn't be there.
But the same thing happened last week with Stephen Kerr from the Irish Inquiry. They sent 3 guards down from Ballymun or somewhere to arrest Stephen and bring him back to Dublin. You only have to make a phone call, guys, and say, listen, we want you in the station on such a day. If you don't want to come, well, then well and good, we'll send someone down. No need for all of this. This is to show other people, if you talk about transgenderism, or if you go against the government, or if you go against your school, this is what we will do to you. That's all this is. Scared.
But there you go again, Paul. Stephen Kerr was being attacked last week as well. This is what I mean. Look at the people
I'm going to be honest
who are
with you.
not being attacked.
Stephen Kerr was at a function ran by that dirty witch, Ruth Coppinger, 2.5 years ago up in Blanchardstown. And he was assaulted and his phone was knocked out of his hand.
Yeah.
Nothing about it. Nothing about it.
She lied about it. Didn't she say it didn't happen or something? She lied about it.
Video. Gavin Pepper getting threatened, his family getting threatened, death threats. Nothing happens about it. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. Helen McEntee, I seen they found the bomb. Did you see it? It was apparently a big blatant black dildo. Apparently, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't. It was a suspicious package. That's the picture that was going around. Yeah, big rampant rabbit. But she blatant needs it. I tell you, because she's dead behind the eyes. That one. She's an empty vessel. I tell you. You're right, Paul. Thanks very much, Sean. No, I have a way with words. I know. Okay, I'm going to just call you. Wanted to talk about this 14 trillion joint BlackRock blocks withdrawals after 1.2 billion exit requests, Martin. Yeah, we'll pull that up there just for a second.
There's going to be a lot of squeaky bums around this time. It's very strange. So, right, so they're blocking withdrawals, right? So the investors are trying to pull their money back and pull their money out of BlackRock. So why? BlackRock is stopping them from doing it. So is this entire BlackRock network built on sand? And it's about to come out, and everybody's trying to get their money out before it goes. Like, if BlackRock goes, 2008 would have been nothing compared to what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Now you have it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read this here. The world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, with AUM of 14 trillion, has limited withdrawal from its 26 billion lending fund after investors rushed to pull out 1.2 billion, far above the allowed limit. The move has raised liquidity concerns for BlackRock. Many in the financial world are now asking why the firm has limited withdrawals, and is BlackRock facing deeper financial pressure? Did you hear as well about Bitcoin, that Epstein is supposed to be behind Bitcoin? That he was supposed to be the man who organized Bitcoin.
There's a lot of it. You don't know what to be taken in. This is the truth. I don't know. It certainly seems like he has Israeli ties. That seems fairly.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. He has Israeli ties, all right. But yeah, that's an awful lot of money there, and they're not letting you spend the money, or they're not letting you take it out. So yeah, there's something definitely up here.
What I'm worried about. The question. Okay, what triggered the mass withdrawals? Why did investors want to pull their money back? That's the question. BlackRock are stopping them doing it because it basically pulls the rug out from under their feet from a liquidity point of view. Because you always have to have so much money on tap, so to speak. But why are investors? Why was somebody trying to take out 1.whatever billion out from where what is a relatively safe investment with BlackRock? If you're wealthy and you give BlackRock your money, they make you even more wealthy.
And what's your thoughts on it, Martin? Is it in lieu with changing everything into one consolidated ID or currency, or what's your thoughts? Does that even matter?
We've lived in such an uncertain world for the last 5 to 10 years, you could say, that it's impossible to say. I'm convinced the current hostilities in the Middle East are the same as every time something happens in America, you need a war in the Middle East to distract. I think the Epstein files release it's not toppling the house of cards completely, but there's a few cards after falling over, and the thing is very, very, very shaky. So they need a distraction. I don't know, is this all put the world into complete and utter financial turmoil, and everybody forgets that all of the politicians and celebrities in America have been eating babies for the last fucking 60 years. That that we'll all forget about that, and it'll all go away. Yeah, it could be just down to assets that basically they're consolidating all of the global assets, so to speak, money, oil, etc., etc. That one entity wants its hands on all of it, and Iran is in the way. I don't know. It's very biblical though. It's if you get out your revelations,
yeah. Look, I tell you, like, that's the truth, Martin. Even since the start of COVID, you were kind of like, just seems a bit like what and then more things happened, pandemics, rumors of wars, and then you start seeing this third temple, and then you said, you hear these soldiers being told this, and the mark of the beast, social credit system stuff, and you're kind of like, unless the world leaders are trying to replicate the book Revelation by doing it step by step to fearmonger. The only other explanation is that these things are coming to pass. Then that's what we're seeing, you know?
Yeah.
But the Bible warned about the microchipping. Do you know what I mean? As I said before, earlier on, no human being can ever be microchipped. We are not animals.
But Orla, you think back, the Bible said that 2,000 years ago. You think what technology was around then. You know, you had no cars. They were talking about a chip that would allow you to buy or sell in your right hand or forehead. Like it would have made no sense for 1,500 years after that was written. And here we are now, you know, and we're seeing evil can't hide. You know, our whole governance in the world, the Western world, is complicit to the most heinous acts, like Martin mentioned a minute ago, like eating kids, you know, letting them run wild in the forest and offloading at them, the most innocent and vulnerable. And unfortunately, you know, there was things that led up to this.
They've sold their soul for money. Do they not realize? Like I put up a post there about Ian Huntley the other day, and all I just said was, he now has to answer to God. These people are all going to have to answer to God. Do you know what I mean? And they will. Like to forget that, like all the celebrities and everything like that. Like it's all right having loads of money and big mansions and fame and all this. They will all die at some stage, and then they have to answer to God. We all have to answer to God.
Hang on. Will they? Do they? Is there something on offer? Are we at the point of technology now where they're selling that, you know, we're just going to transfer your consciousness into this robot host, or you know, we've cracked immortality, you know what I mean, and you just keep drinking the child's blood and you live forever. And we just
this is important.
Yeah, but that's dehumanism. Like you're not human anymore.
Well, we don't know in terms of
no soul.
Well, we don't know, right? Because look, what they show us, we can see AI now, and they allow us to have certain access to certain technology. You can best believe they're miles ahead. You know, even when they were saying that, I seen another interview recently with Sean Ryan, where they were saying that the US and all their technology, and their Area 51, all the vibrational technology they're testing that these pilots have come out talking about, they can pull energy from the vacuum. They could a long time ago. You know, Tesla got ransacked, and it was Trump's uncle who took that technology. So maybe oil is just a cover story to why they're doing these things. Maybe they want to usher on these digital currencies and more control, more surveillance, whatever it is. We really don't know. I think the last few years have shown us that we're under the illusion of democracy in this staged world. Like I said this a couple of years ago when the US election was going on. It's almost like they're giving you a good guy and a bad guy. But Hillary Clinton said she would have bombed Iran as well. That interview came out last week.
Oh, she's pure evil.
But Trump is, you know, so it's the deep state controls whatever. They just put forward a narrative, a story, and everyone falls in line. It's the same as democracy. And that's why I think in the movement right now, people are very disheartened and they're kind of frustrated with each other. They're like, what's going on? Because we're at the seeing how they can dicky up the results. A lot has happened since even the elections 12, 14 months ago. Like we're seeing a lot more of what the elites, as they like to call themselves, are doing. They're pulling a lot more strings than we thought. We have a lot less control than we thought. So that's why everyone's kind of like, well, we're scratching our head. It said someone said to put in, like Anthony suggesting, Truman Show, government's theater. Interesting, it's a Rothschild, if you look at that, who actually was one of the directors on that Truman Show. I think I think that's more true than we think, you know, that we're just being monitored. Like we've said this, I've said this to you, Paul, as well. I don't want to go around these rallies and speak on the stage and fall into this saying there's 1,000 people like Anthony Casey, like Derek Bly, like Herman Kelly going to all these rallies all across the Western world saying the same nationalist thing over and over again. I don't want to fall into their roles. We have to kind of tackle this in a different way. What way is that? Well, it's very difficult to say. It's a narrative. You have to win the narrative back of the people. And that's the reason they're censoring us. Gives me hope that they're worried that the narrative can be won back. So they wouldn't bother censoring us if they were going to do whatever they wanted anyway. But they are so deliberately targeting us that there is a chance that we can get people alongside to see mass compliance, mass non-compliance. This is what's coming down the road. Be aware. And get your houses in order, get your patch in order.
The cat's at the taking order out.
That's a government cat. You want to watch that?
Yeah.
I just want to read that there.
That's taking blood as well.
I just want to read what Kevin just said there. Paul, I know a guy that wants to talk but is afraid of starting a war. Does he need to talk to me? Because, listen, if you need to get something out, this is the place to do it, lads, because, you know what I mean? We're the ones that are telling you the truth. So if you have someone that needs to talk to me, the number is 089 203 1521. Contact me anytime and I can organise somebody to meet you and have a chat with you. But yeah.
But we said this before, like somebody was talking to me about something and they didn't want to go on video. And I said, well, look, we can do something. You know, we can do a voice recording. We can do something, you know, we can edit it. And, hey, Eddie, we can edit it and all that. That, you know, just to protect them. Like, do you know what I mean? Yes,
you know, well, anyone who contacts me, it's confidential. Nobody even knows you're talking to me. If I can do the story for you or I can help you, I will.
Just going back to Revelations there. So look at this. Wasn't Trump shot?
Yeah.
Shot then. Revelations 13.
My uncle pointed this out to me about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was at my brother's wedding, and he said, "Don't forget what it said about." Well, you have it there, do you?
Yeah. One of its heads. Yeah, one of its heads seemed to have a mortal wound, but its mortal wound was healed, and the whole earth marveled as they followed the beast.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's very, very hard not to believe in what you're seeing, and if you've read this and you understand this, and you know there's some weird stuff happening. There's weird energy as well. I don't know, does anybody else feel that? Can you feel the weird energy in the air all the time and see? I see things in people's faces that I can't understand. I just put it down to kind of there's a sadness around the place. Or
no, I've had this exact conversation yesterday, Martin, with someone about that. You know. And you see that a lot of the certain people who are trying to kind of attack us a little bit. There's something else going on there, but there also is that ominous feeling of oppression, kind of, if you're pushing against this agenda. I find, you know, besides the obviously being locked out of certain work sectors, or you know,
I'm going to be honest. Like, the way I'm looking at it is, it's like a powder keg just waiting to explode, and you can feel the tension in the air. Well, I can feel the tension in the air. Because I know what's coming. We all know what's coming. You know what I mean?
But what's written also. I've been reading the Book of Enoch, right? So the Book of Enoch was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it was removed from the Bible. But the original Old Testament does reference it, which is the Watchers and all this kind of thing as well. Like it is very interesting.
Sorry, Orla, are we boring you?
Yes, Paul.
Okay.
I do think what Martin is saying is true on a more spiritual level as well. I've been feeling it there anyway. I would say that there's definitely a heaviness. It's like, I think it was said recently, you know, if you bought a house that was, you know, there was, say, a child, someone showing you around a house, a realtor or estate agent, he said, look, there was a child sacrifice in that room there. You wouldn't buy the house. You know, most people wouldn't. They'd feel like an energy off it. But imagine that on a mass scale across the country with the amount of abortions that are happening. You know, that's kind of what's in the air, that kind of sense of evil. It's on Netflix. It's on, even looking at the Epstein files, it's a bit too much to handle there, I think. Every time you open your Facebook or TikTok, it's there. It's very rough.
I still look at Annie's comment there about Martin. Yeah. Look, Martin's a robot now.
Yeah, when you lean forward, there's a head.
Believe it or not. Hang on.
Martin has disappeared now and he's been replaced.
Martin Murphy doesn't exist.
Actually, hold on a minute. What's wrong with you? You haven't cursed tonight. Who are you? What you've done with the real Martin?
That's the commentator's course now, Orla. He'll be fucking and bollocking Alvin now for the rest of the bleeding.
He's been replaced. He's been taken out.
Do any of you follow this Dr. Taylor Marshall? I do. Dr. Taylor Marshall done a very good podcast on the Book of Enoch one time. It's probably still on his YouTube channel. He's very good, very good. I'd recommend you go and listen to him.
Yeah.
Well, I can say something. I can say something now with a bit of hope. But when I was over in Brussels, I was talking to somebody, and they had been talking to a priest, and the priest was fully awake to what's going on, and they said, very, very soon something is coming. Very soon, as in, I don't know whether it's God, Jesus, whatever, but they're coming because there's so much evil in the world, and it said everyone get ready because we all have to answer.
Everything has to be revealed, and there has to be a massive drop off of morals within society, and we've seen all these things. And then it's supposed to say about the war and rumors of war. Rumors of war is very interesting, right? And this is why I think it specifically says wars and rumors of wars. What have you been seeing lately the last week or two? They're talking about AI videos instead of looking like what's actually happening in Iran. Now, there is real videos, so don't get me wrong, but this rumors of wars, you're seeing disinformation all the time because of AI. And I think, I think that's part of it too, Yeah, it's difficult to navigate.
Was it this time last year we had the no vote in the referendum? I think it was. I actually just want to play a video here because I have someone who did speak about it. Just play this and we'll probably finish up in a few minutes. What?
Yeah, that Dr. Taylor Marshall, is that on YouTube, is it?
Yeah.
I can't seem to find it.
Before I call Malachy up, we have Ferg is going to say a few words, and then we'll finish with Malachy, okay? So just a couple of more moments, guys.
Sorry there, folks. I just wanted to read something out that was originally in our native text, Cloud Gaelic, and it's about the sanctity of motherhood and what they mean to us. Your mother is your mother. Nobody can do half the things she does or has done for you. Nobody can be compared to her. Only God can love you more than she does. She is only one person, but it's the person that matters the most. No matter where she is, in heaven or here on earth, there is nothing like a mother's love. All my life I've been surrounded by the strongest women imaginable. My ma, my nannies, my aunties, my sister, my mother-in-law, my niece, my incredible wife, and all the once-in-a-lifetime warriors I've met on my journey all over this beautiful island. They are strength, they are beauty, and they are love personified. They are priceless. They give life, they guide, they nurture, they teach, and they protect our own with a ferocity that is second to none, especially Irish mammies. My precious children are absolutely blessed because of the person they got to call mammy. So get up and get out on the 8th of March and show all the women of our home the love, the gratitude, the respect that they so absolutely and totally deserve. This is our land, our destiny, and our era. God bless all in this fight.
Are you watching Ballybrack?
This little girl, right? See a picture? Ave O'Brien, fit and healthy. Her father Martin's a friend of mine. This is what these monsters in the Dáil are trying to cover up with all the distractions. The excess mortality that's off the scales in Ireland and across the world because of the poison they put in their jabs. That little girl will never get to be a mother, right? She'll never get to grow up to be a woman. She's passed away, that poison killed her. And every one of them monsters has to be held to account for it, okay? Every fucking one of them. Yes!
Hold on, Frank.
I remember that, March. That was just before the 8th of March, which we won in a resounding no vote, despite the propaganda that they pushed us with and told us, 80% are going to do this and 80% are going to do that. Bullshit. Get out and vote. Do what you have to do. Get your local councillors in, the whole lot. Listen, councillors need to be doing the work on the ground now. None of these videos anymore. Stop talking shit and doing videos. You know what I mean? Get on the ground, get in your area, fix the potholes, fix the lights, get the football pitches done, help the people out. That's what the people want. The people don't want to be looking at videos on Twitter or fucking TikTok. I'm sorry.
Nobody cares about
work done in the area.
Vape shops need to be dealt with. What's going on there? And the underage kids being sold cigarettes and drugs and whatever else has been done. So I wouldn't give a flying crap about the potholes.
It really is true. Martin made a great point one day. We were doing one of our first patrols in Limerick City, and we walked by and we stopped at a vape shop. And I think, Martin, you addressed a few people that were there. You spoke about the activity that goes on, how it's marketed, how the color schemes, the bright lights, all that kind of thing. And it's very true. I walked into Specsavers with my child the other day, and they turned and they looked. It was Carlow Town, and there's a vape shop all lit up. And I want to go there. Like they thought it was.
I'm sorry, Anthony. Would you narrow it down, please? There's about 50 million vape shops in Carlow Town.
Well, loads of them. I passed by about 4 of them.
It doesn't matter. But I just saying it is true. Like that was a 4-year-old who wanted to go into one because of the lights.
Right,
and, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It was actually really funny, right? Myself and my friend Darren were in the taxi, right, and we're going to the hotel. And you know the way you're just looking out the window, passing all the shops. And I said to Darren, "Oh God, I feel like I'm at home." And he looked around at you. "What do you mean?" I said, "Look, there's a kebab shop and a vape shop."
Next to each other.
He went, "Yeah, you're right." I said, "All I'm missing is the Turkish barbers."
I want to just play this. We'll play this last one now. We'll finish up after this one, right? This is Terry Gorry. You know, the solicitor, Terry Gorry. I don't know whether you've seen this video.
Yeah,
but he's speaking to an Indian woman.
I know him. Yeah. I know of him. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like Terry Gorry. Terry Gorry is part of the establishment. Terry Gorry is one of them as far as I'm concerned. Puts out his videos. Some of his videos do be educational. Some of them do be just propaganda. So let's just, we'd play this and come back and talk about this.
Now today in my video I'm joined by Atulya, who's an Indian lady who has just recently bought a house there in, well, not too far away. She'll tell us herself. And I thought it would be useful if I just asked her some questions about the process and about her experience and so on. So it should be useful for anybody who's considering buying a house, especially a new house, but obviously it may be helpful as well to people buying a second-hand house. So Atulya, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself? Are you single or are you married or?
Yeah, I'm married. And we moved into Ireland like 3 years back, and due to the rent issues and the increasing in the rent, everything, we started to think about purchasing a home.
Very good.
And we were confused about buying a second-hand home or the first-hand home. But then we finally decided to avail the help to buy scheme and all those stuff. So we finally decided to move to first buying a home, which is new. So that's the story. Yeah.
And you did very well, though. I mean, if you're only in Ireland 3 years, are you? Only 3 years?
Yeah.
And when did you first think about buying then? Seriously think about buying here?
After 1.5 years, because then later...
You're fed up with the rent, were you?
Yes, correct. It's too much, yeah.
And what made it, decide that now was a good time to buy? Or did you just say that you had enough in terms of the rent and so on? And
also the price rising in the rent price was concerning for us, and also the increasing in the price of the houses as well. So we thought it's the right time to buy it now, or else we cannot even thinking about buying it.
In the future.
Yes.
And were you nervous about buying then in the current market?
Yes, of course, yeah. First we thought to buy a second-hand home, but when we started looking for it, the auction price or the bidding price is crazy. Yeah. We couldn't, it scared us totally.
How did you figure out then how much you could actually afford?
We checked with the bank, how much we can borrow. So that's the main thing which we checked first initially. We asked for a financial advice with a financial solution. So they advised us to go to the bank and check how much we can borrow and everything. So we finally concluded okay, this much amount we can actually buy. And we initially, after 1 year itself, we started saving some money.
Very good.
So that's the main thing. Some of our friends who already bought the home, they already told us to save some money for the house particularly.
How long did it take you to save your deposit?
It's for both of us. It took 1 year, 1.5 years.
That was very good. Very good.
Yeah.
And did the Help to Buy scheme then and the First Home scheme play any role in your purchase?
Yes, Help to Buy scheme played us they gave us around 30,000 initially, which
that's the maximum, is it?
Yes, we availed that amount, and it totally helped us.
And the First Home scheme?
No.
You didn't avail of the First Home scheme. Why didn't you go for that as a matter of interest?
We actually got the 30,000, so there is not more.
You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not entitled to the First Home scheme then as well. No. All right.
Yeah.
Now, wonderful. 3 years.
To anybody who
they've opened in a year and a half. Marvelous.
Yeah, so let's
doesn't have a home.
These are probably two guys, husband and wife, who work for Google or Facebook or YouTube or one of them on 3.5, 4 grand a month each. They could save for a house within a year to a year and a half. So how much would he save in a month? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they're buying a house now, it'd have to be at least $500,000 now for houses. So what? Did they having to have him, what 40 grand, would they? 40 grand, 50 grand? Is that what you have to have now? 10% or whatever? I don't know. It's been that long since I bought my house. But this is what's happening here. You know what I mean? These people are coming in here, working for big tech, have the money. These are the same people who are paying 3 and 4 grand a month down the Docklands for apartments. It's no wonder they can go and do this. You know what I mean? But these people should not be allowed buy in Ireland at all. I'm sorry, they shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Paul, they're also getting the halal mortgage more than likely, right? Which means they're paying no interest. Then they get their first-time buyers grant as well. So it's no wonder they're heavy Irish.
Okay, they're Indians. They wouldn't be Muslims. Okay, I'm not. Maybe they are.
Well, some of them are. Some of them are.
Some of them are, but most of them Indians come over here with family members, and we're only talking about today. You're allowed, your brothers and your sisters are allowed to help you buy a house. My brother and sister aren't allowed to bounce in and help me buy a house. So why is that allowed?
My brother wouldn't buy me a coffee, never mind anything else. Well, no, he would actually.
It'd be nice for the option to be there, wouldn't it? You know,
Cavan people.
To be honest.
Well, listen. He's my own brother.
That's only in your country.
He does as he's told.
I just real quick, I did run a banner there just about Giannacare. Giannacare are in association with Gale Force at the moment, because Giannacare provide them life-saving scans for women who are contemplating going through with an abortion, young women, which is proven to deter procedural follow-through by up to 50%. So they're doing great work in Ireland, and if you want to find out more there, we also link them on Gale Force Media under partners, so it's great. So just thought I'd give that a mention as well, because a lot of them people they have statistics of how many babies they've saved over the last few years, and it's much more heartwarming to read than the other stats that are going on through the social media at the moment.
What's that behind you there, Anthony?
Oh yeah, the new stuff. I know Paul had his t-shirt. I also have a jumper there. See that? What's the AKC podcast one? But we have the Gale Force Media. I don't know if you can see that.
Keep up with that. That's nice.
That.
Oh yeah.
What just fell there was.
Do you want a lump hammer?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Gale Force.
Oh, very nice.
I prefer these because they're the aluminium mugs as opposed to the plastic ones, for refilling, and the mug as well. That's what I have me coffee in the mornings. Can you see that? I can't really
move it over.
Bear it.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so that's what hopefully if we do get a little studio set up, we'll have plenty of that there. It's nice, they go nice on the black, don't they? We were thinking of getting the windbreakers and stuff like that as well. They're nice to get it's all about getting the logo out there so that people know the alternative to the mainstream, because obviously social media are hammering us, so that's what it's about.
Why are they allowed to buy a house, and why don't the Irish get the same options like purchasing with siblings? Because they don't. This is the thing. We're not allowed to do that. That's the problem here. You know what I mean? Orly, you just sent me over the video. Anthony, do you need to drop off? You're going off at 11. Do you want to drop off? Because I have one more video.
Well, if you only one more video, I'll hold on.
No, it's one of mine, because I want to talk about something afterwards. So this is just one of the businesses. Might I add, at this business, I bought the coffee and bun myself.
Is this the Kilkenny coffee van?
Hey, that is a world exclusive, right? You have a Cavan woman going around into businesses and spending money. No wonder I have no money.
That's terrible, a Cavan woman spending money.
Listen, when I was over in Brussels, I bought a round of drinks and I gave the staff in O'Reilly a tip. A tip. Oh, I got some slagging over it. And I gave the staff a tip.
I don't believe that. I want to see video evidence of you.
There was witnesses there.
You opened that Porsche, it went toop, 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 all the moths flew over, did they?
I know, and I gave a tip, yeah.
But yeah, we play this one. Just 2 minutes, Kilkenny coffee, that's it. Yeah.
I am here in Inistioge at the coffee stop with Katie. How are you, Katie?
I'm good, how are you?
Grand, thank you. So this is a family-run business?
Yes, so we're a family-run business, and from the very beginning our goal was to create a warm, comforting place for the community in Inistioge. We're open since October 2023, and we absolutely love being here for the community ever since we did.
And you have a great amount of local support, you were saying.
Huge. Our local support is our biggest support, and to be honest, we wouldn't be here without the locals.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
100%, yeah.
And you get a lot of pass and trade.
Huge pass and trade from Wexford near Ross right up to Kilkenny that way, and it's easy pull in and pull out, you know.
Yes, there's a lot of free parking here,
Huge
which is
free
great.
parking, there's loads of space, so there's no hassle pulling in, pulling out, it's easy.
So you're saying here as well that all your food here is all homemade.
So all the bakes are homemade by my mum, fresh baked every morning. And yeah, we do take, if we didn't have something on our menu and somebody wanted to try something, we're definitely open to offers and things. We do put stuff up on our Facebook, taking, requests and stuff off people. So if there's something you're interested in seeing, definitely get on to us.
Oh, that's very good. That's great. I'm just going to take a video here. $3.50, that's very good value for a coffee. Yeah. That's really good value. And I see there's some lovely cards here.
So Andrew Keane, he's a fantastic photographer, a local photographer again. Takes those photos of the village. They're actually beautiful, even in a frame.
They're lovely. But Inistioge is such a beautiful village anyway.
Inistioge is beautiful. As even you get a coffee, you can go for a walk. You have down by the Point Road, you have the River Walk. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
That'd be lovely on a nice day.
100%. If the rain stays away, Inistioge is a gorgeous place.
And people will know Inistioge for being famous for
Circle of Friends and also Secret Scripture, which we all remember.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, listen, I think this is just such a great idea. As you said yourself, Inistioge is a very small little village, so it's lovely to have this coffee spot here.
Yeah, and actually this trading spot, before we were here years ago, my granny actually had a chipper in this trading spot, so it's literally been in our family for generations.
Ah, that's lovely. That's really nice.
It's lovely. Actually,
and now you're keeping everything going.
Exactly.
Well, listen, Katie, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the very best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks so much for coming.
No problem at all.
Well done. Well
Very
done.
good.
So she is such a lovely girl, right? So I was chatting to her through Instagram. So if I don't know, Anthony, have you been through Inistioge?
No, I don't think so.
It's about 40 minutes outside Carlow, in Kilkenny.
Which way?
And as if you're going towards New Ross.
Okay, yeah, I would have passed it in lots of times, I'd say.
So if you go to Inistioge, it's a small little village, right? And not that far away now is actually Woodstock, which is there's gardens and I think there's like an arboretum thing there. But you know what's just so sad about Inistioge is that Circle of Friends, as she mentioned, was filmed there. The Secret Scriptures was filmed there. There is nothing left in that village. There was a butcher's there, it's gone. There's no cafe, it's gone. There was a boutique, it's gone. There is a shop there, there's not even a deli in it. There's a kind of a hotel pub kind of thing there. And she said, look, it's hit and miss, we'll say, when it's opened as well. And it's such a shame that there's literally nothing left in that village, do you know? And so when I went over that day, I did the video with her, and then I crossed over the square to the dog groomers because I'd met them the time of elections. I'd been around Inistioge, and lovely groomers there. And I kind of, on both videos, I advertise both of them. So if somebody sees the grooming videos, Katie's advertised and vice versa, because it just meant then that if somebody went to the groomers to get their dog done, they could go and grab a coffee and go for the river walk. So it was nice to kind of advertise the two of them. And then with Katie, I said, look, if you're there, you can go over to the, if you want to get the dog groomed, obviously you have to book it in and all that. But I just think it's so sad to see these small little villages that there was life and soul around, just left to the sidelines,
Yeah. Lads, I just want to show you Paris Fashion Week. Have you seen this? This is last week. Fashion Week. Wait till you see this. This is horrendous.
What is going on here? This is the Paris Fashion Week, and this looks absolutely demonic. This is some weird stuff. Again, this is some weird stuff, but maybe this is just what fashion is nowadays, huh? Right? Maybe that's all that this is. Again, maybe this is just what fashion is nowadays. Maybe I'm just out of touch with current fashion. Maybe. Or maybe there is something more going on here, hidden in plain sight. Almost like truth in plain sight. Again, you got to admit, this looks very bizarre. This looks very creepy, very strange. In my honest opinion, Paris Fashion Week is demonic. What do you all think about this? Because honestly, this is some very strange stuff. Wake up.
This is just hidden. It's not even hidden in plain sight anymore. Sure, it's not. It's
Oh
just
my
there.
God, Mike, I didn't see that. That is. But you see Kelly Osbourne? Has anyone seen Kelly Osbourne?
Yeah, and the mother. Both of them are in bits.
Oh my God almighty.
I just wanted to finish up here. I'm just going to say it here now. There was a big protest up in Shangan the other day because of a Roma family being given a house up in Shangan. I'm just going to play this 30 seconds.
Back in Shangan Green, where all the locals have gathered in relation to a protest. This house being allocated to foreign nationals. And the locals are out in force. They're not happy here now in Ballymun, Shangang, where people have gathered to have their say. As you can see, good turnout. Should be happening in every area. How's the Irish, not the rest of the world. See all the flags and the signs in the windows. They don't want this happening in their area. So there's the Shangan Green.
So that was Shangan Green. Okay, I'm getting loads of feedback. That was Shangan up in Ballymun, where the council brought a Roma family to go and look at this house the other day, and somebody seen it and ran them up, which I agree. There's people on the housing list in Ballymun, Finglas, and around them areas for 20 and 22 years. And they're not getting looked after. These people are coming into the country. They're not going to work. They're not going to give a shred of anything to the country. Is that me that's making that noise? Or no, it's you, Anthony. That's who it is. I just muted you there. You're all right for a minute. But these people are not going to help out with this country. They're not going to do anything in this country. All they're going to do is take. But there's no way they should be going in there where Irish people should be homed, especially in the middle of an Irish housing estate. I'm sorry. Right, lads, I think we'll finish up there now, will we? Paris is another story. Well known to them. I'm 16 years on the social housing list, and I've never been offered a look at a house. Exactly. That's not going to happen. Why is it not happening in Jesus, what's that noise, Anthony? Jesus Christ. Can you hear it, Martin?
Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to fucking jump him or something.
I know, like if it's somebody trying to break into the house or something, like, do you know what I mean? And he's just sitting there.
Don't say no. Kulak did know. Yeah, Kulak did know, and that's it. Kulak says no. Many thanks, guys. Good night, all. Fair play to you. Fashion came a long way from a pair of jeans. Yeah, do you remember Mary Quant used to wear jeans years ago? Go on then, lads. I'll drop you down. Martin, thank you very much for coming on this evening. Everyone is saying it was a great show, and fair play. Thank you very much for coming on. I will talk to you in the green room in 2 minutes.
Night on.
Cheers, Martin. Anthony, I will talk to you down the green room in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much. Your input was great.
Fair play. Thanks, everyone.
And Michael reckons the eye candy is great when you come on. So, hey, listen, what can I say? Go on, I'll drop you down. I'll talk to you in a minute. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks. Well, Orla, at the end of another show again. Look, fair play. Fair play to everyone that tuned in. Great show, lads. Yeah, I'm just going to throw this up here for if anyone wants to buy a coffee. Yeah, if you want to buy a coffee, there you go. You can get us on the Revolut there, and I will also put it into the comments there for the buy us a coffee if you can. What's it happening there? Inactive tabs. I don't know what that is. But there you go. If you want to buy us a coffee, please do. Okay, and we will talk to you on Wednesday. Okay, Orla, thank you very much.
Good night.
It's been emotional. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you in a minute. Drop down there. Well, folks, we're at the end of the night again. Anyone who, as I said, wants to buy us a coffee, please do. And if you want T-shirts, look at them. They're the bomb, aren't they? They're the Gale Force Media T-shirts. So if anyone wants one, please just give me a shout. And you have it on the webpage. Go onto the webpage, www.galeforcemedia.com, and you can get whatever you want. And it's going to a good cause, people, because it's keeping us going. And again, if we get enough money in, we'll be able to organise a studio and everything else, because I think that's what we need. But fair play to everyone who joined tonight and who took part in the show and sent in comments. Thank you very much. God bless us. So tomorrow could be Black Monday with Black Rock Meltdown. Yeah, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. But as I say every night when I'm leaving here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.
Thank you.